And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ambassadorial Wing. And I am your guest, the Ambassador. And tonight we are going to be covering a topic of mine I've been really chomping at the bit, movies of the 1980s.
Greetings, strange humans, and I am the CJH.
And with me tonight, and welcome, CJH.
I should let you introduce me.
That's all right. Welcome, CJ. Is the one, the
The one and only.
Yes, there is the only, the CJH. So, yeah, and the one is the loneliest number you can ever do.
Copyright striked. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, while we're waiting for a few more people to get in here, I'm just going to do a little housekeeping.
Hopefully my battery doesn't burn up. It's been doing that for a while now.
We can hope. That would be bad.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see who we've got watching tonight.
The Ambassador.
Oh, myself. I'm watching myself.
Myself, me, and I.
Yeah, it's truly me, myself, and Irene.
So yeah, well, obviously I wasn't born in the 80s, so, but I grew up with watching 80s movies, so.
Well, I grew up in the decade, so I know this decade backwards and forwards. Granted, I was relatively young. Hey, just another nerd is here. Welcome. Just another nerd. Do you want to come on in here with me and CJH, or are you just lurking and working and lurking, or well, maybe not working and lurking, but just you're here.
He's not on the street pimping. Working and lurking.
And only lurking tonight. Very good. And he has got us right off the bat, he has got us a great 80s classic.
Yes, The Breakfast Club. I saw that movie. I really enjoyed it.
The Breakfast Club. Ooh, that's that one right there. That is one. Oh yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't watched it in a long time either.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go back and watch all these. I've watched a lot, but I need to go back and rewatch some of these and everything. Get beefed up on them. So hold on one second. Just checking on a couple of things. All right. Platoon. But
Yeah, usually the first half of the live streams are technical difficulties.
well, this isn't technical difficulties. This is just me checking, making sure nobody's in the waiting room waiting for me to let them in.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but yeah, let's do some. Let's do a little screen share here and pull up a couple of images for our viewers or anything of these movies. Breakfast Club. Here we go. Ah, perfect. But yeah, here is a good one. And of course, you've got that.
Yeah.
Because you've got you've got the better part of the Rat Pack right there. You've got, let's see, there's Ali Sheedy, there's Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez, Judd Nelson, Anthony Michael Hall. Okay. That's, and honestly, I think one of the great things about the Breakfast Club is it helped a lot of people come to terms with how they grew up as kids and everything, especially ages, because you've got such a broad swath of characters in this movie. Because you've got the tough guy, you've got the preppy girl, you got kind of the loner goth girl and everything, and then of course you've got the jock, and it just hey, greetings, classic comics. Good to see you. Glad you are here. And let's see if I can't. And yeah, classic comics had a huge crush on Ali Sheedy back then when she became a junkie. And yeah, that's actually kind of sad, unfortunately. And hail to you, classics.
Yep. Hail to the Phantom Menace.
And let's go. Let's do another trip in the Wayback Machine. Yes, hail the Phantom Menace, which I am. And let's hit. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, Lord Doomcock is streaming currently.
Oh yeah, I knew he would be, and I just
You gotta support the
Friday
little
night
guys.
is. Friday night is his night, and it's a lot of night. It's a classic comic says "Leap between you and Lord Doomcock." Well, classics. I appreciate the support, and of course, I was. I was just on his stream a little while ago before I jumped and got mine going and everything. So supporting the big guy and everything as always. And I think
Yeah.
as he's been a big inspiration for me. And supporting my channel and everything in his way and everything. And of course, as you've got on the screen in front of you, you have Platoon. And of course you've got that great cast in there. You've got Tom Berenger, you've got Johnny Depp in one of his earliest roles. And you got Charlie Sheen. You got William Dafoe. And it's just But CJ, of the movies we talked about so far, have you ever seen them? Do you remember anything about them? Anything interesting?
I watched was it Breakfast Club of all the movies that you've talked about. I haven't seen Platoon yet, so
Okay. Okay. Well, what
yeah, I
were
haven't
your
seen Platoon yet.
what are your thoughts on words? What are your thoughts on Breakfast Club? What'd you think of it?
It's a coming of age story. I really enjoyed it. You know, it's up there with Ferris Bueller, which is another '80s movie. Ferris Bueller. I don't know if you've watched that.
Shaya is here. Welcome, Shaya. Glad you. I don't remember. I don't remember Johnny Depp in Platoon. Who did he play? I'm honestly not sure, but we can find that out.
Yeah. I don't know if you've watched Ferris Bueller Day Off. That's kind of like Breakfast Club, I guess.
Oh, now that right there is a absolutely quintessential. What does Johnny Depp do?
Now, of '90s movies, I don't know if you've ever watched like Falling Down.
Falling
I think it's
Down.
called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Falling Down with Michael Douglas. Yeah, that one I
yeah,
remember very well.
yeah. Now that's from the '90s, but it's still a good movie. So
Is Falling Down from the 90s?
yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, Shaya, I am trying to find. Shaya, if you can find me something on. Let me double. Let's see. Yep, you're CJ. You were right. Falling Down is from '93, actually. So
Yeah.
yeah, guys, just a heads up. I am bouncing between StreamYard and YouTube and everything, and there is a delay. So if
Yeah,
if me
I did
talking
notice
and
that.
CJ is talking, or anything doesn't exactly match up,
Yeah, I did notice there's a delay.
sorry about that.
I did notice, yeah, there was a little bit of a delay.
And Shea says he played Learner. And I've actually never seen Platoon all the way through. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. Thank you for doing that digging. I have watch it and give y'all. I may have to do a review. Once I watch it, I'll do. So, but do a review on it and give y'all my thoughts on it. So, oh,
Yeah.
and just another nerd and everything. Here's something. Make it
I
a.
ended up doing a comedic video the other day. Water review. I thought it was pretty funny.
I thought about
Yeah.
watching that, CJ. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun. It was more of an inside joke. I might do another one. But
And just another nerd, just an FYI, your avatar is actually, I don't know if you're aware of this, but is a character from an 80s movie and everything. Labyrinth, as a matter of fact.
I feel like I've seen that, but I don't know.
So, but let's. What, seen
There's
Labyrinth?
a lot of movies that like I feel like I've seen them, but I don't remember seeing them. Because I remember that there was this weird movie that was like in a bunch of VHSs, and the image was like a castle. If you put all the VHSs together, and I would actually love to rewatch that, but I don't know for the life of me remember the name.
Well, what movies or anything are you thinking about watching?
Oh, just there's this movie that I just remember like watching it as a kid. I was like, there was a bunch of movies, VHSs, and all the VHSs could be connected into one image. Sort of like how the Star Trek movies did that weird effect where it's like you put all the VHSs together and it makes a big image.
Oh, okay, like a mashup.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're hearing the mic.
Yeah, it keeps cutting out and so.
Actually, it's not cutting out. It's just mouse click. Oh, Jeff B. Jeff B is here. No, it's not my
Is it?
because of the delay. The delay, I'm having to get used to it.
Yeah.
Jeff B, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Glad you're here, sir. And Jeff B said, Platoon was great, so was Apocalypse Now. Hi, folks. I have seen Apocalypse. I have seen Apocalypse Now, and it left a big effect on me and everything because yeah. I grew up after obviously the Vietnam War had been over and everything because the Vietnam War ended in 73, I think it was. And you had the interesting thing is a lot of movies back then and everything in the 80's were addressing the trauma and the horror that came from the Vietnam War. Like they had done something similar in the 60s, the 50s and 60s and everything with World War II movies. And everything because you had so many different movies and everything that came out in the aftermath of World War II. So
Yeah.
yeah. And Shane, getting back to what you're saying, the Arab War of Vietnam flicks or anything, yeah, because you had ones that dealt with the events of the war, so to speak, and you also had ones or anything. And Jeff B says Marlon Brando and Martin Sheen. Wow, yeah, but here's the thing about Marlon Brando: he was such a pain in the neck to work with, from what I've heard in interviews and everything with people. So
Yeah.
so CJ, go ahead if any thoughts you've got.
Uh, yeah.
Well, I know that
Can't
people
really
have listed some movies and everything, but what's some ones from?
from the 90s, 80s. What? Kind of cut it out there.
'80s. We're covering '80s tonight. We
Yeah.
may do '90s another night.
Yeah. It kind of cut out there. So. The 80s, Alien, Aliens, Predator.
Can you still hear me, CJ?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Okay. What I did was I muted the mic on YouTube. That way we can just keep talking and everything. This is a learning curve, folks. This is a
Okay,
learning
yeah.
curve. And I think
Yeah,
that way,
it kept cutting out.
yeah, and I think it was because of having both mics running at the same time, both on StreamYard and on YouTube. So it's muted on my
Yeah.
end, but everybody else, I'm assuming, can hear me and everything, obviously.
Yeah.
So this will be a
better now.
lot smoother. This will be a lot smoother. So
Yeah.
Shea says Robert Duvall. I love the
Yeah.
smell of napalm in the morning, and that is, of course,
I
from
was saying,
Apocalypse Now. Go ahead.
Yeah, Aliens, Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, how the heck did I miss those? Yeah, because
Yeah.
you think about it, we had a lot of Shay, we'll get to yours in just a minute.
Empire Strikes Back. I mean,
well, yeah, obviously
yeah,
that's
obviously.
that one and everything. I did a video on and everything. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it or not, but sci-fi of Ghostbusters. And let's kind of go in that genre for a little bit and everything, because sci-fi of the 80s was a lot broader than what we've got now, and it was so much more inventive and so much more interesting and everything compared to the sci-fi we've got now, at least in terms of movies, because everything.
Oh yeah. Good morning, Vietnam. Oh yeah, tons of Robin Williams movies.
Yeah,
he
had a big run in the 80s. But I think I'm obviously probably gonna do some reviews on some of these or anything down the road. But you list off like some of the big 80s sci-fi movies. You had, of course, the two big ones, Empire and Return of the Jedi. And you had three of the best Star Trek movies and everything from the original cast and everything, or original series time frame. You had Wrath of Khan, you had Search for Spock, which everybody says it's okay, and then of course you had Voyage Home. And I actually remember the first time I ever watched Star Trek 4 Voyage Home. It was it was so darn funny. I mean, it made me laugh so hard I started crying. Everything, because my parents and everything and my grandmother, they grew up and everything. They watched the original series when it was on TV, and they absolutely loved it. And they were like, "Hey, why don't we watch this and everything? You may like it too," and everything. And we ended up watching Star Trek 4, and then we backtracked and watched Star Trek 2 and 3 and everything when they started doing them on VHS. And the wonderful thing was, this Star Trek 4 was a legitimate, funny movie, but it also had a really good message to it. Everything, it was an environmental message, but it wasn't cringeworthy. Not like something they would do nowadays, because honestly, nowadays they would not be as creative as Leonard Nimoy and Harv Bennett and everything, and and Nicholas Meyer and all them and everything, who worked on Star Treks 2 through 4. And Nimoy did a darn good job directing that movie, and I think he helped write the script as well. If anybody knows in the chat for sure and everything, let me know. And everybody, we will get back to the chat here in a few minutes and everything. But I think you honestly can't talk about the 1980s and not talk about sci-fi of that decade. Because honestly, sci-fi of that decade was so inventive and so imaginative. Because you honestly had space fantasy, you had science fiction with like Star Trek, and you had like the really cheap, quote unquote, sci-fi movies that they did. Like, go ahead.
89, which was like one of the first superhero movies.
You cut out there for a minute, CJ. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, Batman 89.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the first superhero movies, I guess.
No, because
Punisher
actually,
and Howard
Howard the Duck. Yeah, no, actually, the first superhero movie of the 80s was Superman, and I believe it was Superman 1. Let me look that up real quick. Superman.
Superman 1 came out in the 70s.
Yeah, it came out in 7. It actually came out the year I was born. It came out in 78.
Think of it, yeah.
Now Superman 2 and Superman 3.
I forgot.
Superman 2, 3, and 4 came out in the 80s and everything. So
yeah, I forgot about the Superman movies.
But honestly, I think Superman 2. Now there's some backstory behind that movie that I watched and everything, a video on. It's been a few months ago and everything, but apparently they booted Richard Donner off of the production, and they brought in Richard Lester instead and everything to I think it was either rewrite or finish directing Superman 2. But even if that is the case, I think Superman 2 really upped the stakes of the movie because you have Superman going up against three of his own. You have the three
General
Kryptonian
Zod.
exiles and General Zod and the big bulky Kryptonian, then the woman for Kryptonian. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But General Zod really leaves an impression on you as a great villain. And it was imposing, he was intimidating, even though he was very, very slight. He was not a big guy, but he had a big presence. And I think that was one of the truly great things about him. Say one more time.
He had a big brain.
Yeah, he was a good schemer. He was a good strategist and everything. He knew what the heck he was doing and everything when he was going up against Superman. He knew how to come in and he commanded a room. He really did. He commanded a room and he took crap from no one, not even Superman. And he even he certainly didn't take any crap from Lex Luthor, played, I think, honestly, very well by Gene Hackman. And I actually just did a review on a Gene Hackman movie today and everything, Hoosiers. But getting back to the chat here and everything, Shea brought up a good one and everything, and that's Good Morning Vietnam with the late, great Robin Williams. And you've got a really good cast. Jeff, you're killing me here. All right. Now, Jeff, we'll get to you here in a minute. But Shay and everything, Good Morning Vietnam, yes. One of the most quotable, well done Vietnam era movies of that time.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Vietnam. And it's 0600. What does the 06 stand for? What does the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. We're gonna rock from the D down to the DMZ. Diva Da Nang. Sounds like a Elvis Presley movie.
Yeah.
Diva Da Nang. Da Nang me, got a rope and hang me. Robin Williams honestly played that part to a T. And the great thing was he actually met the guy that the movie's based on, Adrian Cronauer and everything. I think he had a chance to sit down and talk with him one-on-one and everything, and just kind of get a feel for him and everything, talk to him about the story and everything of when he was over in Vietnam and everything, and working for, I think it was the Army and everything, was putting on the radio show and everything. And you had such a great cast in that movie because you had obviously Robin Williams, you had Forrest Whitaker, you had Robert Wall and everything, and Robert Wall connects back to Batman '89 because he played the one reporter and everything, Knox. And you had that one set of twins and everything that were actually in Terminator 2 and everything. They played the security guards and everything. I can't remember the name of their names or anything off the top of my head. But then, of course, you got the sergeant and everything, and I can't for the life of me remember his name either. But he was such a jerk and everything, and there was such a such a bitter antagonistic relationship between the Sergeant Major Dickerson was his name, was the character's name. I can't remember the name of the actor, but I remember the name. And
I think the actor passed away.
I don't know
recently.
That. That's a shame.
I think the actor passed. Yeah.
That's a shame. It is. But yeah, and as somebody said in the chat, it was Jeff B. He said it was great and tragic, and that is absolutely true because there's so much humor in this movie and everything, but at the same time, this takes place during a time or anything in U.S. history when things are bad. Things stink because we're stuck over there in Vietnam and everything. And Ed Camaris and everything. Welcome, Ed Camara. Glad you're here. We will get to you, sir, in just 1 second because we are going to talk a little bit about Batman 89 because, and Jeff B says, kneel before Zod.
Oh yeah,
But,
Billy D. Williams was Harvey Dent,
Yep.
which
Billy
was
D.
like
Williams.
before, and it
Yeah,
wasn't like it wasn't a big deal back then, right?
No, because honestly, they played Harvey Dent off as just as a bit role. But I just want to kind of tie up Good Morning Vietnam real quick.
Yeah.
The thing with Good Morning Vietnam is it did not pull any punches with the reality of what was going on over there in Vietnam. And it didn't pull any punches with how things were working within the U.S. military and everything at the time because they were trying to paint this picture for the U.S. public that everything was going just fine. Everything was, well, wasn't hunky-dory, but it wasn't as terrible and horrible as you may think. But at the same time, yeah, it wasn't a pretty picture and everything. Things were legitimately bad over there. Now, obviously, I didn't know this or anything because I wasn't even born yet. I was born in '78, as I've mentioned. But I think even to this day and everything, Vietnam, the Vietnam conflict, the Vietnam War, and everything, whichever way you want to categorize it, it's still such a sticking point, but we have these movies from the 80's and everything. You've got Good Morning Vietnam, you've got Hamburger Hill, you've got Platoon, you've got Apocalypse Now that address this period so eloquently and so well. And you can't help but get a good sense of what our country and what the men and women were going through over there at the time. So, but yes, switching gears a little bit and everything. Ed Camara, glad you are here, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight. Batman 89. You cannot, honestly, you cannot talk about the 1980s without talking about Batman 89 because it was one of those very dark, very well done 80s superhero movies. And it actually stands as one of the best 80s movies or superhero movies ever done, period. So, CJ, your thoughts?
Yeah, I still remember my parents renting that movie on VHS,
Mm-hmm.
and the memories attached to it.
So, well, your impressions were anything? Do you think it was one of the? Do you think that this movie actually kicked off the superhero genre in a very big way, bigger so than anything had done before it?
Certainly, I think it's the first time they really took a lot of that stuff more seriously. Because if you remember, like, you watched the Superman sequels, and they kind of became more cheesy with each one.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, the same could be said with the Batman 89 franchise, but, you know, that was because it was a different director. But it did inspire the Batman the Animated Series. So.
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah.
Absolutely, I would agree with that. I think so. But just my thoughts and everything. I think the great thing about Batman '89 is it very much set the tone going forward for Batman movies and everything up until a point, and even Batman media and everything of the time. Because if you notice, before Batman '89, Batman and Robin was viewed as very campy, kind of lighthearted. It wasn't overly serious. It wasn't overly dramatic. But then you had Tim Burton come in, and he presented this very dark, very obviously gothic feeling for this new iteration of the Batman mythos, of the Batman universe. And it was done so masterfully and so well. And it really changed the stakes and everything for what would be done in the future, anything in terms of superhero movies. Because if you think about it, I think an argument can be made that Christopher Nolan and everything drew some inspiration from what was done with Batman 89
Absolutely.
and everything. And while there is a bit of campiness in Batman 89 to a certain degree,
Yeah.
I think honestly, um,
It was a more
Batman,
serious take.
yeah, it was much more serious. It was much more deep. I actually went. They had a anniversary re-release of the all the Batman movies. I think up until Batman and Robin, and me and a couple of friends and everything went and saw. Okay, went and saw Batman Returns, and honestly, Batman Returns, it wasn't bad.
Sorry
There
about
he
that.
is.
I pressed the button and then it was like
That's okay.
I
Hey, it's
teleported
okay. It
somewhere else.
happens. It happens. Don't worry about it. No worries.
Yeah.
So,
I, I I must have called Scotty. Scotty,
beam,
beam me up,
beam me,
Scotty.
beam me up, Mr. Scott.
Which was never said in the movies
No,
until
it
at
was
least
not, and
the
it wasn't
J.J. Abrams movies.
JJ. Yeah,
I think
little
the
Mr.
only
Copycat,
yeah yeah,
and ugh,
which kind of proves that he never understood Star Trek. So
no. Well, I will give him credit, partial credit, for Star Trek '09. It wasn't a horrible movie. It did have some, in I don't want to say original, but it did have some interesting parts
it was
to
a
it.
horrible Trek, Star Trek movie, but it was a half decent movie. I
It
must
was.
say, like
It is
as
It
a
is Star Trek in name
non
only, but it does not.
yeah. Exactly. Like, if you're a Star Trek fan, I don't think you would like it. But if you were more
No.
into Star
Now
Wars,
I
I
will.
think you would probably enjoy it more.
Well, here's the thing about my relationship with Star Wars and Star Trek. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Ed brings up an interesting point right here. Yeah, the 80's Trek movies were honestly legitimately good. I think even the weakest of them, Star Trek: The Final Frontier, which was directed by Shatner and everything, it actually is better than anything J.J. Abrams has been brought in to do in terms of Star Wars or Star Trek. And if anybody has a comment on that, please by all means feel free to share and everything. And CJ, obviously, if you have your own thoughts on that and
Yeah.
everything, what I just said, because honestly, a lot of people say that Star Trek Five is probably the weakest and the worst of the original series movies. But even so, there are still bits and pieces of it that are better than anything J.J. Abrams has done.
Yeah.
Ed Camara says, "Amen, Reverend." Well, I'm no Reverend, at least not yet. But let's do. Y'all give me a minute. CJ, entertain our guests.
Oh yeah. Um. How can I entertain? Are you entertained? Are you not entertained?
Okay. All right.
Let's see.
All right. I'm back.
Okay. Awesome.
Actually,
I'm not very
Star Trek.
entertaining.
It's okay. I just need to look up when Star Trek 5 came out. Star Trek 5 did come out in '89. It came out the same year as Batman. Batman '89, obviously.
Yeah.
Ed, thank you. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So,
Yeah.
but I think honestly, the truly great thing about the Star Trek movies is they are timeless. Even the worst of them are. Truth be told.
Yeah. Back to the Future. Top Gun. Yeah.
But I think the really beautiful thing about the Star Trek films is, as I just said, even at their worst, they still hold up, they still entertain, and they still have great stories behind them. Because if you think about it, honestly, Star Trek 2 and everything, obviously you've got the conflict between Kirk and Khan, but you also have this whole debate about, is humanity ready to create life on its own? And I think that scene
To
between
create life.
yes,
Midichlorian.
excuse me, but I think honestly I think that whole discussion between, even though that scene's not particularly long, between Kirk and Spock and McCoy when they go to Kirk's quarters and or pull up the files on the Genesis project and everything, and they're like, McCoy has this very alarmist reaction to this whole experiment that Carol Marcus and her team are wanting to do. And she asks her, and McCoy says, "Good God, you think we're advanced or smart enough to do something like this?" And it really makes you think, even into the 23rd century, as far as we've advanced technologically, philosophically, socially, and so on, even at that point, is humanity evolved enough to create life of its own or create life and everything on the same scale as Ed says it.
Now watch out! Here comes the Genesis.
Here comes.
We'll do it for.
We'll do it for you in 6 minutes. Yes. And that's honestly one of the great things about the movies of the 80s is it asked these very heavy questions, but it did it in a very entertaining and a very engaging way that made you think. I don't know if this is a story I told, if y'all have heard. Maybe some of you have, some of you haven't. Back earlier this year, me and my wife actually went to a special showing of Star Trek 2 and everything at a theater and everything near where we live. And you sit there. I had never seen Star Trek 2 on the big screen. Me and my wife, neither of us had. And honestly, it was such a great movie, even to this day and everything, that you could not help but think what they had done with that movie. Because if you think about it, they were going for bust on this movie and everything, or going for broke on this movie, because Star Trek the motion picture had not done that well. It was modestly financially successful, everything, and everything. And we've actually got a guest and everything, getting ready to, I'm going to bring her on and everything, and we'll get her involved in this. So hold on one second, folks.
Hi.
Welcome, Amy One.
Hello.
Glad you are here. I don't know.
Hello there.
Hey, Azil.
Thank you for having me.
Glad you made it. We're currently.
Yeah, sorry,
No.
I was getting. Okay, hold on. This camera needs to move over. All right. There we go.
You're good.
Yay.
You're good.
Yeah. I had to turn down the brightness on my screen because it was like, I'm pale. Yeah. I'm reflecting light at this point. Yeah, no. I was like asking my 3-year-old real quick, or 4-year-old.
Oh, that's all right.
The 4-year-old. Sorry, my bad.
That is quite all right.
I was like, should I wear this or this? And she was like, no, not that one. That one. Like, I was like,
actually, let's do.
I feel like I shouldn't be doing this, my child, but they're honest at that age. They can't not lie.
Mm-hmm.
They really
and
can't.
I just want to say, give me 1 second here and everything. My little sis and everything. Well, my little sis, because she's shorter than me and everything.
Can I send this link to a friend?
Yes, absolutely.
Do I just send the up in the
Let me resend the link to you real quick, and you can send it to. And you can send it to them.
That's perfect. Alrighty.
Just give me half a second. We were just talking about we're talking about Star Trek 2 and everything.
I found it.
Classic comics and everything. I just want to pop this up here real quick. Hang on one second, Amy. I am sending you that link now. Let me see. You should have it now.
Okay, cool. Let me see. Copy link address, and then I am going to go to my text messages and send it to her that way.
That's fine.
Boom.
But yeah, hey, little sis, glad you're here. Thank you for saying hi.
So cute.
Yeah, we're not genetically related. It's it's an old friendship. It's an old friendship type thing, but
I'm adopted.
Well, so am I. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah.
Did you watch my testimonial video? So I mentioned that and everything during the testimonial video. But we were just talking about
and talk to other adoptees. It could be cool.
I'd be okay with that, honestly. And classic comics or anything, I guess, bounces back in or anything. There's that great retort by Spock. Really, Doctor, you must learn to govern your passions. They will be your undoing. Well, here's the interesting thing, because McCoy lives to an old age, because I don't know if anybody remembers in the pilot episode of Star Trek TNG, that's the old guy that's with Data in the hallway there.
Yeah, I didn't watch this one.
You don't? Did you?
I watched the newer ones, but not the third one. But
no, I'm talking about Star Trek, the TV show. Next Generation.
The one with Patrick Stewart. I watched.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So long ago. Like I don't remember it.
It was the first. It was the pilot episode. Encounter at Farpoint. I know we're getting off a little bit of a rabbit trail here, but that's okay, because we'll get back to it.
Trail?
80's movies.
Yeah.
We have gone through Vietnam. We have gone through Breakfast Club. We have gone through
Vietnam.
Then have you done Back to the Future yet?
We have not done Back to the Future. We will get
Big?
to it. We haven't gone to that one either.
Big's a good one.
Yes, it is. I've only seen it like
Wall Street.
I've honestly never seen Wall Street.
How have you not? Okay, and you said 90s too. Oh, this is 80s. Okay,
just 80s.
3 Men and a Baby, 3 Men and a Lady.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
You are as good at this as I am rattling these off. See?
I'm trying to think. What else? I'm trying to think.
We already discussed Batman 89.
16 Candles. Anything that was John Hughes, really.
Oh, John Hughes was a giant of the 80s. Ed Camara.
Yes.
Ed Camara. Trading.
I've never seen Trading Places.
You've never?
Not.
Okay. So we've got a little back and forth here. There are ones I've seen that you haven't. There's one you've seen I haven't. So I don't feel quite so bad.
What about The Hand That Rocks the Cradle? You seen that one?
Is that 90s or is that 80s? Because I'm thinking that's 90s.
I think that it could on the cusp of,
Let me look it up.
What about the 80s shows though, like Dallas and stuff?
I haven't done TV shows yet. I'm going to. I'm gonna start doing videos on TV shows or anything. At least the ones that I watched. And that
I have that theme song of I love the 80s, from VH1.
Actually, Hand That Rocked the Cradle was 92.
Really?
Yep, well, it was 92.
Was early 90s, so it hadn't been grunged up just enough.
Right.
What about The Shining? The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Shining was Exorcist. Hold on.
I'm gonna.
Amy, CJ, entertain our guests while I do some digging here.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
You're not allowed to be entertained. You
Okay.
must be entertained. Okay, so we're bad at that.
Okay. Shining.
High five.
Shining and the Exorcist.
Exorcist is so scary.
Actually, Exorcist is 73.
I was gonna say that one might have fallen. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
70.
wasn't
Maybe the
entirely
sequels.
sure.
Now, the sequels, we don't talk about the sequels because the sequels are not particularly good.
They ruin it.
Yeah. So we know that they are there, but we
Wait.
do not acknowledge them. But now
When
The
was
Shining.
Halloween? Or The Shining was in the 80s.
Shining, actually, I've got it right here. Give me 1 second. I will pop it up.
Or late 70s.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
Just 1 second.
60s?
There you go.
Wait.
1980. You had it right.
Boom! Yeah! I'm really proud of that.
And
Wait.
dang, we've got everybody's just blowing up here and everything. You've got trading places, Ghostbusters, Maelstrom, the Destruction of Jared Sin. Never heard of that one, classic comics, but
Godfather.
okay. I don't know if Godfather is okay. Hold on.
I don't know. My freaking phone is.
The sequels again are.
No,
Godfather,
Godfather. I'm
I
talking
think.
about the original.
yeah.
Godfather. Godfather is actually
The third one was
70.
terrible.
The Godfather is actually 72. Godfather 2.
But they're all like a trilogy.
Godfather 2 is actually 74.
I'd say the first two go intact again. I don't know what the hell happened the third time around.
Godfather 3 was actually 1990.
Really?
Yeah.
So Godfather 2, I think, is the best one, right?
There is some debate about that. Which one is the best? Truth be told.
Yeah?
Hey, Adega Outlaw is here. Good evening, sir. Adega, do you want to come on in the chat, or are you just lurking tonight?
Who?
Go ahead, Amy.
Oh, I'm just trying to look it up on my stupid phone that doesn't work. So I'm gonna click over to my.
I
finally got a mouse that doesn't suck. I got the
That's-
Rolly mouse as opposed to this.
That's good.
Sorry, I don't.
That's okay. What movie are you want to look up? Because I can probably dig it up.
I'm just looking up best 80s movies.
Okay. Hey, go for it. Adega, I'm going to send you a link if you want to join the
Day
chat.
Off.
Oh, that's a given. That's a gimme right there.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Die Hard.
Gremlins. E.T.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
you were rattling off my childhood here.
Heathers. Let's see. Terminator. Rambo, First Blood.
Okay.
Poltergeist. Dirty Dancing. Really? Weird Science.
I saw
Top
your thing.
Gun.
That's perfectly
Top
fine.
Gun. Come on. The Fly.
Chucky. Or Child's Play, I mean.
Scarface. Die Hard.
Ooh. I have actually seen Scarface. I used to own it.
Aliens. Big
Yeah.
looking girl. Yeah, we got Romancing the Stone.
Yep.
Can't Buy Me Love.
I actually love
that
those movies.
Beetlejuice. What?
Yes.
Do you know that's a musical now?
I did not.
Say Anything is another one. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
What else?
I've done videos on some
Blade
of these
Runner.
already. Ooh.
Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
Well, yeah. And of course, Empire Strikes Back.
Karate Kid. Platoon.
Sweep,
Raging Bull.
sweep the
Stand
leg.
by Me. Stand by Me is a good one. Full Metal
I've never actually
Jacket.
seen Stand By Me.
Oh, it's a good one.
It's Stephen King,
good.
isn't it?
No, just watch it. It's not scary. You'll be fine.
No. I'm saying, is it Stephen King?
RoboCop, Princess Bride, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Can we just pause or anything and talk a little bit about Princess Bride, please?
I've never seen it. Not the whole way through. I don't know it well enough.
CJ, what
You've
about you?
never
Have you seen
You've never seen Princess Bride?
CJ?
I've
Please tell me
seen
you've
like
seen.
Spaceballs, which I know takes some
I've
stuff
seen
from
it. I've seen it.
I've seen it, but I haven't seen it. Like, what should I guess says how I feel about it. I just got distracted.
Deadpool made fun of Princess Bride.
Deadpool made
No,
fun of Deadpool made
he
fun of
did.
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Ferris
Uh,
Bueller. I love Ferris Bueller. Oh, Heather's is a good one too. I'm
I've
mad I
never
missed
actually
the.
seen.
I'm
I've
mad
never
I missed
seen
the
Heather's.
Breakfast Club thing. What about like? Because I love the John Hughes ones; are great. But Dirty
Oh,
Dancing, you want to talk that one? Let's talk about how just inappropriate that whole movie is. Just
which
saying.
movie? Which movie?
Like, I was saying,
No,
like
which
Dirty
movie?
Dancing, Dirty
Oh,
Dancing.
okay. I've actually
Let's
never
think
seen it.
about it. Oh my God, what's wrong? Well, you're right. I get it.
The only part I know about Dirty
You've
Dancing is the
never
part
seen
where
Princess
Patrick Swayze
Bride,
says,
so.
"Baby, nobody puts a
I've
baby
seen
in the
it. I
corner."
just. What about
But here,
Beetlejuice? You want,
but
I've seen
Adega
Beetlejuice.
lists 3: Iron Eagle, Last
did
Starfighter,
you
and
not
Top
see
Gun.
Beetlejuice?
I have.
CJ, okay.
Good.
Well, let's park here on Beetlejuice
Wait,
for
wasn't
just
Edward Scissorhands in here too?
I think
I bet you.
No, that's the 90s.
I want to say
Dang
Edward
it.
Scissorhands is
That's a
old,
great
is
movie.
90s, or it's let me do some digging. Hold on. Edward, there we go. Edward Scissorhands, right below Edward Norton. No, Edward Scissorhands is actually 1990.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
it's not that far.
I actually remember going to see Last Starfighter in theaters. I actually went to see it at the drive-in, and it was. Have either one of you ever seen it?
Yeah, I have.
I think they just recently did a Blu-ray or 4K. Classic comics. It is the Dark Crystal, not the Black Crystal.
What
Hang your
about
head and shake.
Hellraiser?
Ooh, I've only seen the first one. I think I've only seen like the first 2 because honestly, they just weren't my thing. I think I mentioned that before and everything in my great villains.
Yeah. The
Mine.
names of these are just weird.
Krull. Krull was actually one of the very first
Beverly
reviews
Hills
I ever.
Cop.
Krull was actually one of the very first reviews I ever did.
Lethal Weapon.
Everything. Yeah. It's okay. Classic. It happens. Oh,
But
guys.
Lethal Lightning's in the... What? What
No,
about Lethal Lightning?
Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. The perfect way to introduce yourself, what you what the relation to the person you're talking to, and what you're going to do to them.
What?
This is the perfect introduction when you're talking to someone. You state your name, you state how you know the person, and you state what you're going to do to
Are you
them.
telling me how to do my stuff now?
No. No, I'm talking
I was just
about
curious.
Shay. I'm talking about Shaya's comment on the screen here.
Oh, sorry. I was like
No,
totally
no,
paying
no.
attention and not on a different tab at all this whole time.
That's okay. No, Shaya Storm Dragon, she says, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Isn't that The Godfather?
Hang your head in shame. That's from Princess
No.
Bride. That's
I
from
don't
Princess.
know.
Okay, that's from Princess Bride. When I say hang your
Hey.
head in shame, I'm saying it to be comedic. I'm not saying it to be mean. Far from it.
I mean, I don't feel ashamed, but I can hang my
Don't.
head up. Okay.
Yeah, Amy, I'm just teasing.
You've never seen Dirty Dancing. Something's wrong with you. Have
Okay,
you never
I will
heard
hang.
nobody puts baby in the corner, all that stuff? Never.
I've
like,
heard
the
that.
hardest,
That
like-
is honestly the
There
only.
are so many references to that freaking movie.
I know the music. That's about the only thing about the movie that I know, because I just never had a big interest in watching it. It's not that it's, I say, a bad movie. It's just I never had an interest in watching it. So
Yeah.
that's all.
I'm
Okay,
like
let's
that
talk
with
about
some
like
movies.
a really good class, another good classic. I mean, that we've all seen. Like, we could do Ferris Bueller's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Let's talk Ferris Bueller for a few minutes
God, like,
because we. Go ahead, Amy.
I mean, I keep on thinking about his friend, how screwed he is by the end of this whole film. Cameron just done, like he's screwed, and he's okay with it because he's just like going to an asylum after that. I feel like I've seen Princess Bride. I know like Carrie Ewell's like from Robin Hood Men in Tights is in it. I don't know anybody else in it.
It's okay.
I know he goes for Princess Buttercup. Okay, I've seen the movie. I just have not really paid attention.
That's
My eyes
okay.
were
I
not
just
always
thought that
on
was
the
funny.
movie.
I thought I'd pop it on the screen. Okay, here we go. This one goes right on what we're talking about.
Bueller.
Bueller.
Oh,
and then of course you've got.
There's times when I say that and people don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm like,
did you live under a rock?
Or were you born? Aw.
How can you not know?
What's a major statement? Like, it's like life moves pretty fast. Like, what's the like second part of that? If you don't stop to look around,
Jen's absolutely not.
might miss
That
it,
that is a fallible lie.
Oh, do you know who Ferris's sister in the movie is? The girl.
How is Ferris a soy boy film?
Soy bull crap.
How is that?
No, Jens, I will go toe to toe with you on this one, but no way in hell. If you are, if you're trying to be a little troll or you're trying to trigger me, guess what? You just triggered. Ferris is boss. Ferris is boss from the beginning of that movie, from the first scene to the last scene of that movie.
It's furthest from a soy boy. So
yeah, Ferris Bueller is not.
How is he be a soy boy? That he's like just like affluent-ish, like, or what?
Yeah, Jens, explain your position, sir. Because Ferris Bueller, I think you're gonna get some blowback.
Because I don't think that's a good enough criterion to judge anybody by. Like that's like saying that all people. No, Connie. I don't think it's right.
Does anybody know a Connie?
What? I do.
I've got another. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my friend.
Oh, she's welcome. Come on. Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me. I think she just want to like comment.
It's not a chick flick. It's furthest from a chick flick.
It is not a chick flick. It is a comedy, Jens.
Choose an avatar.
It's a coming of age story.
Yeah, Adega says it perfectly. Nobody did soy in the 80s. I think they didn't even do soy in the 90s.
What the hell
they
is soy?
It is, it's like soy milk that you put in like your coffee or lattes or whatever it's supposed to be. Yeah.
It makes
Jen's fine.
men into feminists, apparently.
Okay, Jens, I can understand
he doesn't fit into that. I don't.
Yeah. Jens, if it bored you, okay, that's fine. Anything, but it's not a chick flick. And
but it ain't a chick flick.
It ain't no chick flick. It's good. It's funny to everybody. It is funny to absolutely everybody. Well, anybody who, So.
I think it's because he likes action movies more.
It was a tearjerker that had a
musical.
What?
There was no musical other than
There's a musical of Ferris Bueller.
That's not even a musical.
Not even close.
The Parade, but that's not even a musical.
It might be a musical number, but it's not a musical. Jens, I love you, man, but I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you.
Yeah.
Because Ferris Bueller is not a chick flick. It is not a soy boy movie.
It is more of a boy. It's more of a boy film. But I would say also you got 16 Candles. Yeah, you think it's a girl one, but it kind of
it's on the borderline there.
Yeah, Which I think is what was so cool about John Hughes, that he was able to, encompass that.
John Hughes was a freaking beast in the 80s, writing movies and directing and everything. Do you know and everything that he actually wrote?
Her name's going to be Robin when she comes in.
That's fine. Is she going to be Burt Ward Robin, or is she going to be Chris O'Donnell Robin?
She'll show up eventually.
It's a little Batman joke. But yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is not a music. It has a musical number, but it is not a musical. A musical is a movie that has more than one or several musical numbers in it. And Ferris Bueller only has one.
Oh God!
It does have a dance number, but it is not. I repeat, not, and I say this emphatically. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is not a musical, and it is not a chick. It is not a chick flick. It is a flick for everybody.
Yeah,
because I've got
films were not big.
The only time I've ever
even Heathers wasn't really a chick flick because they were brutal.
And I've never actually seen Heathers. I've never seen Heathers.
I've seen a little bit of it, but I feel like that Shannon Doherty in her element.
Was Shannon Doherty in that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's what Adega says about soy.
I forgot who. Yes, that estrogen.
Yeah.
This is how hormones work. Yes.
Yeah. But Jen, sorry. I hope Jen, we still love you, man. This is just one point where we're gonna have to respectfully disagree with you. That's all.
Yeah.
So, as is allowed.
Yes. Because we are not.
Own.
Yep. To each their own.
Yeah.
We are not who you are
unlike
describing.
the shills in the. Yeah. Unlike the
shills in the current media.
We allow other opinions.
Okay. He's walking it back.
Yeah.
I think Jens was trolling us just a little bit.
Who?
Hey, it's better than
probably.
The guy I've got highlighted right here.
What was the song? The song in Ferris Bueller. I know you're talking about.
Twist and Shout and Danke Shane by Wayne. Yeah. Danke Shane, darling, Danke Shane. Thank you, dear, for all.
I will say one of my favorites, and I feel like I saw it recently enough, was Big.
I've only seen Big a couple of times and everything, but here's the thing: Tom Hanks did a lot of good. Tom Hanks did a lot of good movies. Hey, Tom Hanks has done practically nothing but good movies throughout his entire career. Yes, Adega. Yes, it is. Big and everything. Honestly, I think it's one of those really cool and everything films because it doesn't fit with any particular type of genre and everything of film and everything. You could call it a comedy, but at the same time, it's got some serious, heavy points to it and all. And it's got a bit of fantasy to it and everything, which I think is kind of cool because isn't the way that
well, yeah, the Zoltar machine.
Yeah, it was a fortune teller. It was a fortune teller's machine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That he makes a wish to.
Yeah, but and then it's not plugged in or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's us not ever creepy ever.
That's a Stephen King move.
It's not time for things to be wireless yet. They have those machines. I've seen a couple of them just randomly,
they're still
shops.
around.
It's like a situation where you're like, no, I don't want to touch that.
I don't know what will happen.
Yeah, exactly.
The first reality movie. Ed, I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Can you clarify what you think?
Reality movie.
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for him to clarify what he means. Castaway with Hanks, yeah. But honestly, I think you honestly can't talk about the 1980s if you don't talk about Tom Hanks because he had a whole string of good movies. Oh, I love Turner and Hooch. I love the dog. I do. I absolutely love the dog.
He's in a lot though.
The dog or Tom Hanks?
Overboard.
He was in Joe versus the Volcano. I know that for a
I haven't
fact.
seen that. Oh, Sleepless in Seattle. How did I? Oh my god.
That was actually not Sleepless in Seattle.
It was
Was
a good
that
one.
80?
I like that one.
Was that 80s or 90s? I can't remember.
When Harry Met Sally is a great one.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's so good. And because the whole premise of it, I just love it. Like, and Carrie Fisher's in it.
She did some good ones and everything. Sleepless in
Yeah.
Seattle is actually 93.
What about When Harry Met Sally?
When Harry Met Sally, I think. Give me a second.
It's probably gonna be around the same time then.
And Harry Met Sally. Actually, 89.
Yes!
Meg Ryan,
Yes!
Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal, and Meg Ryan. Now,
That is
question
one
for-
of my favorite movies because
Oh.
they're just like the
Okay.
scene in the diner.
Here we go. Your friend's here. Welcome, Connie.
Connie, that is
Connie,
so not a
welcome.
picture of you.
I know, it's so
Greetings.
not a picture.
That is a
Did
great.
you get like a stock photo?
That is a great picture. Good job. You picked the perfect icon for the stream. Good job.
Yes.
Princess Buttercup.
Yes. Good job. Princess
Uh, glad you
You
could
may
join
need to
us.
turn your
Glad-
volume up a little bit.
Okay.
Connie.
Turning it up. Here we go. Is this
Okay.
better?
Yeah,
Better?
definitely.
Sorry.
Maybe want to go up just a smidge and more.
Yeah,
I think I'm up as high as I can go, but I'll talk loudly. I'll talk.
That's good.
you're
That's
good. You're
right
good
there.
at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am good at that. But
Sorry,
agree
you,
with
Amy,
Harry-
but I say that with love.
Me?
Yeah, you
I'm
talk
good at
loud, but
yelling?
no, you're just good at talking loud. But that's
When
part
I'm
of your charm.
passionate.
Yes,
Also, the remote, the microphone is right here, so yeah.
that is true. That
I
is
move it
also
ways.
true. But yeah, Connie, say hi to the audience.
Hi, audience.
Do we have an audience?
And I agree with When Harry Met Sally. Love that. Great.
It's a
movie.
great one.
Yes.
The
Wait,
only
when was
part
Terms of Endearment?
Let me look.
Terms of Endearment.
But I do think When Harry Met Sally like made such a good premise that like actually kind of set the stage for a lot of
Terms.
films afterward. I think.
Actually, Terms of Endearment came out in '83.
Ah.
So
Yes.
score. She shoots.
I'm just like I'm
She
basing it
shoots.
off of the style, literally.
She shoots. She
That is what I'm going
scores.
with. No, I don't ever. It's by accident if I ever do. I'm not good at sports.
Oh,
I'm good at falling down.
So Terms
But-
of Endearment is the saddest, and When Harry Met Sally is the happiest. You picked two opposites, Amy.
You're welcome.
the
I'm-
one part. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I was gonna say the only part I know about Harry Met Sally is the scene where they're in the cafe and she's faking her
Yeah.
what happened the night that they had sex. And then of course you got the woman sitting at the table next to him going, "I'll have what she's having."
Yeah.
And that's honestly
The
that is my
famous-
extent of knowledge when it comes to Harry Met Sally. But from what I hear, it actually
But
is
there are like a
hysterically.
lot of other scenes. Like it just I don't know, there's like so many like and it's very realistic, I think. To me, I
Well-
think, yes, it's funnier than probably anybody else is gonna handle that situation. But like, the playing off of like, the opposites, but how they attract and kind of like that posing that questions, can guys and girls truly ever just be friends is I think a really interesting point that you can still play off today. So
Mhm.
And do you think guys and girls can just be friends, Amy?
I'm married and I have guy friends, so yeah.
I think
I'm-
the answer is it's no. I think the answer is really no.
I think you draw a line. You like there's an extent.
Yes.
Like, you don't like go snuggle and like on the couch. No, that's wrong. Like, Like,
Well,
you know, like, yeah, like within, like I have friends, like, you know, who are guys, but I like, you know, I mean, it's only to discuss things we talk about, whatever. Like, I mean, just boring. Or to like be there as a friend. I don't know. Like, it's a very interesting question to ask because, like, I wonder if like, you know, after like, you know, that movie of Harry and Sally like constantly worried about all their like friends afterwards. I'm gonna go kiss my kids goodnight really fast.
okay.
So I'm gonna
Okay, so
enjoy my
where does that?
background.
Where does that? So is she taking her headphones with her to kiss her kids goodnight?
No,
Leave.
I'm just gonna mute.
Yeah, she's just gonna mute her mic and everything while she's gone.
So it's just is it just you and me talking now?
No, CJ's up here too.
Oh, okay. So I can't see because I'm holding
Yeah.
my phone in a weird way, so you can actually hear me. So
That's okay. Well, if you
Yeah,
need
I
if you
was
need to
kinda
turn the
cutting
screen
out
where you can see the
just
screen,
there.
that's fine.
so what do you guys think about can men and women be friends? Is it possible?
It
Honestly,
depends on the person.
Hmm.
I've friend zoned people, so
I know, but sometimes don't you think when you want the people you want to be the best friends with are the people that you're really attracted to?
mm, it it depends, I guess.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay, but
Go ahead, Connie.
A
no,
few years ago, I would have said yeah.
but as you mature, you kind of realize you can draw a line.
Yeah.
But so I guess I digress from the whole from 80's movies, but kind of 80's movies were about relationships. Well, aren't
Oh yeah.
all movies?
Well, and if you want to, if to kind of branch off from that, and I'll just give my 2 cents real quick. I have many friends and everything from high school and everything that I've known since elementary school or just straight from high school that are women, and they're married and I'm married, and we've been friends for 20 some odd years and everything, and we consider just ourselves friends, nothing more. And I think honestly, even nowadays, I think it is possible for men and women to be strictly platonic friends. And I think honest one final point and everything, then we'll switch it back over on topic and everything. Because honestly, this is a good segue. Thank you for bringing this up, Connie.
At least it's not like my streams where it's all over the place.
Yeah. But speaking as someone who's in his early 40s and having seen a good bit of life and working since I was 18 and everything, I have had many female coworkers who I was friends with outside of work and within work, and it was strictly platonic. There was never anything, at least on my end, there was never any type of sexual tension or anything. And I am happy now that I am, even now that everything, the fact that I'm happily married, everything have been for 5 years. We've been together 6. I can say that that added dimension to myself and everything gives me the very strong position that yes, men and women can be strictly friends and there be nothing more to it than just good, solid friendship and being there for one another. And that's the extent of it. So, but transitioning back onto topic and everything, and just to chat real quick, Jeff B and Ed, yes, a trusting spouse is crucial and essential, absolutely. But this is actually a movie that I just did a review on today and everything. It was Hoosiers. If either one of you are familiar with it, and well, Connie, you're the only one that's got a live mic and everything. If you are familiar with the movie or not, Hoosiers with Gene Hackman and Barbara Hershey and Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
I would say honestly that is not a perfect representation, but I think it's a good way of building a strictly, well, we don't know how the relationship between Norman Dale and Myra Fleener ends because obviously the through line of the story is the story of the basketball team. But I think what the director did in that movie and everything is you have Gene Hackman and Barbara Hershey's characters start off as very antagonistic, but as they go through the movie, they start to understand one another and they actually come to have a respect for one another. And then eventually you do have that scene, I think it's towards the end or it's in the middle of the movie where they are standing in the woods or something and they share a kiss. So, but what are your
Well,
thoughts?
I don't really remember Hoosiers as well. Maybe some of the rest of you guys do. So I think I'm going to leave it to you guys to comment on Hoosiers. I mean, I kind of remember the concept, but that's about it.
Well, the basic story of Hoosiers, I'll just kind of go back over my review and everything because I did this literally today. It's a story about this little high school in I think it's central northern Indiana, which is actually my neck of the woods. This little team back in the 1950s, it's a little farming town and everything. This very small high school, and they end up going to the state high school basketball championships. They end up winning the championship that year. But one of the great aspects of this movie is the relationships that are portrayed in the movie, because you have the relationship between Gene Hackman's character and a lot of the townspeople and just the town in general. And you, of course, have the relationship between him and the players. You have the relationship between him and his friend and everything, who's the principal who brings him in. You have the relationship between him and Dennis Hopper's character, Shooter. And I don't remember the last name of that character. I just remember his first name was Shooter. And then, of course, you've got the relationship between Gene Hackman, Norman Dale, and Myra Fleener. But you've got this backdrop and everything of this team building of working towards trying to go to they don't even think that they're going to be able to make it because they're such a small school. They just want to be competitive and they don't want to embarrass themselves or anything in basketball, because back in the 50s, especially in Indiana, basketball was life, was a part of everyone's life, and it's still true and everything even to this day, because Indiana is where basketball was created.
Right.
Anything. But you've got this very inspirational story about this little team from the middle of nowhere and everything going to the state championships and winning the title that year. But the story is the backdrop for exploring a lot of interesting dynamics of relationship, because you have the dynamic of Norman Dale coming into this community that he is a very much an outsider of. And you have him trying to find his place and find his niche and everything in the community. And he is an outsider, and a lot of people in the town treat him as such or anything. They're not necessarily antagonistic, but they're very, very cautious of him. And I think that's honestly something that's very common even nowadays, because when you come into a new community, whether it's a big one or a small one, and especially if it's a small one, people are going to be feeling you out, trying to figure out what you're all about, what you stand for, what your positions on certain topics and issues are. And this is very much explored very well in the movie. So.
Yeah, because I think when you come into a new community, everybody's suspicious, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I remember. They looked at him with kind of suspicion, like, what are you up to? Why are you here? Why are you in our space?
Yeah. Well, and as I mentioned, everything, one of his friends and everything brings him in. One of his friends brings him in as basketball coach, but what you find out during the course of the movie and everything is the fact that Norman Dale had actually been a college basketball coach or anything up in at Ithaca College in New York. And he gets booted out and everything, permanent lifetime suspension and everything for assaulting a player. And you find out and everything between a conversation between Dale and Fleener that he actually very much admired the player, but he lost his temper. Unfortunately, it was a moment and everything where he lost his temper and everything got ruined for him. But the thing that happens later on is that he divulges the fact that he very much respected the player. He liked the player,
Hey,
but he was going to do
sorry.
whatever he could to increase his
Hello?
advantage as a basketball
Hello?
coach. Yeah, we can hear you, Amy.
Hey, Mamie.
I was just talking about Hoosiers, the movie. Amy, can you hear me now? Amy?
Hello. Can you hear
Amy?
me now?
Amy, can you hear me?
Huh.
Amy, can you?
Can we all hear each other?
I can hear you, Connie. Amy, can you hear me?
I can hear
Hello?
Ambassador.
Yeah.
so-
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, Amy just came back on, CJ. We're just trying to make sure she can still hear us.
yeah.
Amy?
Amy,
problem.
can you hear me? Okay, she's 1 second.
Got it.
Okay, there we go. She's back.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Gotta
It-
take care of the kiddos. It's perfectly understandable.
Yeah.
We were just
Someone
talking
gave
about the
me a
movie.
wonderful guilt trip.
Nah,
So,
none whatsoever.
yeah. Well, no, it was one.
We were talking about the movie Hoosiers.
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
So helpful.
It's okay.
I
One
saw it,
second.
but can't remember much of it, Amy,
Hey,
so
what are
don't
you
worry
looking
about
for?
It's obviously an older 80s movie.
What?
And everything.
Okay.
80s movie, The Hoosiers.
Yeah.
What other 80s movies have you talked about before? I came on?
I listed a bunch.
She's listed a whole bunch and everything, and people in the chat have listed a bunch. The ones that we've hit upon, like with any depth and everything, was Batman '89. We talked about the Star Trek movies and everything a little bit. We've talked about some of the Vietnam movies that they did back in the '80s, like Apocalypse Now, Platoon, stuff like that. So.
I still haven't done Back to the Future, or Big, or some of those like really. I mean, I'm trying to think of like what's a really defining.
I think honestly, if you want to talk about a definitive or defining movie of the '80s, you're going to have to go with something from John Hughes.
I
Yeah.
agree. It's that whole group
Breakfast
of characters
Club.
that played in all those
Breakfast
movies.
Club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we started off with Breakfast Club, but we just didn't get too far into it and everything,
That or
unfortunately, because
16 Candles.
yeah, either one. Go ahead, Connie.
Pretty in Pink, wasn't that one of his as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, there was more.
Oh, there is. I'm just trying to think of them. That's what Google's for.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
So,
John.
like,
Here we go. John Hughes movies.
what about like the movies in the 80s that were just so bad? Like, because
Holy.
the effects were like just phenomenal.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
That
Okay,
the
I'm about to-
effects were horrible.
Weird Science. I've never seen.
Oh my god. You've never seen Weird Science?
I think I have.
I've seen Weird
Again,
Science.
My parents just played stuff
I
when I was
have.
around.
I thought it was pretty good.
There you go,
I feel
guys.
like I saw
Boom.
like part of it.
There's John Hughes.
Planes,
And
Trains,
that's-
and Automobiles. I saw. I think I saw Pretty in
That's
Pink.
a
I just don't
lot.
remember it. Christmas Vacation. Yes, and it's accurate for this time of year. Let's go with that one.
Yes.
That's a perfect one.
Yeah, we can talk about Christmas Vacation. Absolutely.
Yay!
Oh my god, it's the best movie ever.
That whole movie is.
Is laughing. Well, not to mention he did the first one too. He did just National Lampoon's Vacation.
Like,
that was
John Hughes did
good.
Christmas Vacation.
He did Christmas Vacation and the original National
I had no
Lampoon's
idea.
Vacation. Yep,
When did he die? He just
Uh,
died a couple years ago.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just. All right.
I
there we go.
remember a lot. I'm responding to Jeff B. I remember Lost Boys because of River Phoenix.
Oh wow, that was a long time ago. I forgot that he was even in that.
Yeah. And he was in Stand By Me and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
God. You know, it was like Joaquin who called in and is on the call at the like
Oh.
Viper Lounge or whatever. But
Jen's just made a good comment, and okay, it's a funny comment. Let me just say it that way. The biggest film of the 1980s is E.T., a crap film, aliens
It is
without laser
crappy.
guns.
Not for me.
But it's so endearing and so
I feel-
charming.
Oh, dear.
It's
It's
endearing and charming
it's the
because
best
it is so
movie.
fake. It's just so fake. Gremlins is a great one.
I think it's because Jen
Oh.
likes action movies. He just wants pure
Yeah,
action.
and that's everybody's gonna have their niche. Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a few
There's
minutes.
so much about that. For one, you've got Johnny Galecki. You've got Johnny
Johnny
Galecki
Gle-
and
Ju-
Julia Lewis as a
Yeah.
kids actually, which
Yeah,
is
they actually because they switched the kids because the other two kids did not
they,
want to
they
come
switch
back.
the kids every time.
No.
Yeah.
The kids were
Maybe not one time. I can't remember.
the first two in Vacation and European Vacation. The kids were the same. In Christmas Vacation, they changed the kids, but the kids' names were the same.
Rusty and Audrey.
Rusty and Audrey. Yeah,
They
same
still have
characters,
the
just
same
different
names.
actors.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Connie?
No, I
Just-
said it's the same,
there's so
same
much
name,
about this.
different kids.
Like the
Well, and
part,
not to mention
Grace,
you
she
have
died 3 years ago.
not to mention you have Juliet Dreyfus as one of the neighbors.
Oh yeah,
that's my favorite.
Julia Louis
Ju-
Dreyfus.
Juliet,
Yeah.
Juliet Dreyfus.
That's
and
what
everything.
when my parents would do their kind of, you know what I'm talking about. My parents would do this like so much like extra generator required type of amount of lights. I wondered about the neighbors, like the Millers. I was like, I wondered if that's what it was like for them, where they're like blinded and knocking shit over and like, God, they
I'm
kind
sure-
of deserved
I'm
it. They
sure
were
it was.
jerks in that movie.
Oh, I loved
I
it
need
when
to
they
watch
couldn't.
it. Or the sap when he's like kissing her hair in the magazine and just
Yeah, I know, right?
there's so like there's just so much like, or just like when he like gets locked in the attic and
And he's watching the old
and then-
home movies,
yeah,
and he's
it's
wearing
so-
all the old furs and everything that were left up there by the wife.
His grandmother. I think
The
it was
cat.
his grandmother. Or
Oh, and the
something.
the
cat.
cat and the bo-
The cat getting blown up.
Pretty much fried.
or the
into carpet.
sledding.
Oh, the sledding scene. Yes, I am. Now here's the great thing about this is you
I
know
like
that
it when
he's
he
in
just
front
loses it.
the rant.
Yes,
The rant. That rant
and
is one of
Eddie
the
and his
most.
family, just everything that happens adds to it. Like I'd already be like 500 miles out of town. I'd be gone.
I think honestly that rant is one of the most beautiful yet obscene.
That and the
scenes.
one from Vacation at Wally World. We're gonna go on these rides. He like holds the guy at gunpoint.
I'm on a
like-
pilgrimage to see a moose.
We came to go to Wally World, and we're gonna go. Like,
But I think honestly, the rant in Christmas Vacation is so much better because
Is that the
what
one
is it?
it's like,
That's the one where it
sorry.
says
Because-
nobody's leaving. Is that one? Nobody's
Huh?
leaving. Where do you think you're going? Everybody's staying. Nobody's leaving.
No, yeah, like,
Like that.
or just like Audrey
Nope.
freezing when they go to pick out
Technical
a tree and they can't
difficulties.
fit it, and just everything, just every.
hold on, we got one. We've got one.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Adega. Good one. Yes, the crapper
There
is
is-
full.
Yeah. Or yeah, like this. I think it was a chipmunk or a squirrel, and
It's a squirrel actually,
yeah.
because chipmunks
And
do not have.
Isn't that how they light the? They get it lit on fire, or no? The cat chews on the.
The cat chews on the Christmas tree lights and gets electrocuted and gets blowed up. But here's a question I
Wait,
have for you
granted,
all.
they wrapped the cat in a box.
Yeah, it was
As a present.
was,
I mean, it was not
it was
meant
the
for a long
wife's-
time.
It was the wife's aunt and uncle. And this is a question I have to ask you all, and I want everybody in the chat to respond to this as well. When it comes to Christmas Vacation, when do you watch it? Do you watch it the day after Thanksgiving, or do you watch it like the week of or the week before Christmas?
Probably the week before Christmas.
I'm pretty sure every
Or
day
around my family after they've been drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Canadian
not.
Thanksgiving is a different time, so not.
Well, I'm saying like the day after Thanksgiving, because a lot of people the day after Thanksgiving they start decorating for
Because-
Christmas, at least
Yeah.
inside our
Funny
house.
that you know this.
Canadian Thanksgiving is in
I've
October.
I've definitely seen my dad
Okay.
do some Clark Griswoldy stuff, and have some random rant like that. Like we're like, what are you? It just nothing makes
everybody's
sense.
dad has had one.
Yeah, my mom's better at them.
Ed
And
Kimura
they're
says
more
week
frequent.
of. Adega says
I do too.
Christmas
There's
Day
something about
every
Christmas
year.
at my house, like, you know, where everyone eventually rants and loses it. Merry Christmas. Like, yeah.
If I didn't think I would get a copyright strike, I would pull up the rant, but I may put it in the comments afterwards. Because that rant, honestly, is one of the most beautiful, iconic,
What if one of
expletive
us
film.
recreated it?
You would have to.
The rant.
I can
You would
jump on my
have.
phone and watch it, and then
I can. Give me a second. I can. I'll pull up the dialogue on Google.
wait. I need to see it. But I need to hear the tone, and then I can hit it.
No, it's. I mean, it's nothing personal. How about this? We'll all take a turn. We'll do our own rendition of the rant.
Okay. Well, I need to look it up.
Okay.
I got it.
So how? Okay. The
Does it start with where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving.
okay. Yeah.
That's when he launches into tons of like. It's just like wow.
need-
And I may have
see.
to. I don't want to get. I don't think I'll get a copyright. Here we go. Hold on, because I'm going to do this myself and everything. I'm not going to. Oh, for crying out loud! Just give me the freaking dialogue, you jackwagon.
That was nice. I don't know what that was about, but
Civilized.
yeah, sounded interesting. Never heard anything called a jackwagon, but
I think he
Thank
said
you for
Jack
everything.
Flanagan. Didn't he say Jack Flanagan?
No, I said
I
jackwagon.
said jackwagon.
Oh, Jack Wagon. That's funnier.
Yeah, it was weird.
It is. Yeah, for sure.
Let's
I
see.
just want the dialogue. Give me that freaking dialogue, you stupid thing. You're killing me, Smalls.
hold on. I guess
I
I'm going
know.
to look it up. Not on my
Or
phone.
we
Give me a
could just
sec.
move on.
No.
No, because
no,
this is
we're in
one.
it now.
We're in this now. We're gonna do this.
Rant.
Here we go. Here we go.
I need to see the actual thing though.
Jack Way.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right.
Oh my god,
All right.
it's a ringtone.
See Ed's
The
comment.
Meltdown. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
All right.
I'm gonna mute myself because I need to listen to this.
Okay. Well, I've
give me a
got.
second.
All right. Go.
Because-
Well,
because I
I've got it
found
right
it.
here in front of me. I'm gonna go ahead and do my rendition.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. I did.
Whose live stream is this? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Hey, if any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I'd like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people. I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. I want to look him straight in the eye and tell him, I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spiny-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey crap he is. Hallelujah! Holy crap! Where's the Tylenol?
That's the best. I especially like where's the Tylenol at the end. Makes me laugh. Very well done.
Thank you. I tried. I tried. Need to see Arlie Ermy. He uses jackwagon a lot. Yes, Ed, he does. And I think Arlie Ermy has one of the best rants or just chew outs ever at the beginning of Full Metal Jacket. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff B.
Pretty sure I haven't
Yes.
seen Full Metal Jacket. Amy, have you seen that?
Yes,
Amy,
I have seen
it.
I have seen it from beginning to end.
Amy?
She's muted, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I have
CJ, what about you? Have you ever seen Full Metal Jacket?
No, I haven't.
CJ's me.
Not yet, anyway.
You okay?
Not
And
yet,
that's
anyway.
Well, we're waiting on Amy to get herself ready for her rendition of the rant from Christmas Vacation. Let's just see when Full Metal Jacket came out. Full Metal Jacket. There we go. 87.
Fits in the niche.
It is in the niche.
Niche?
You will know. Niche. It works.
Okay.
You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you. There is no racial bigotry here. You are all equally worthless. I do not look down on bleep and bleep and bleep and bleep and bleep.
Oh my gosh.
They could not make that movie today. Everyone would be, every SJW and every little limp-wristed sissy boy would be so triggered. That's okay. The Chevy Chase rant at Wally World comes to mind. Jeff B, yep. Amy, are you ready?
Oh, I did something weird.
I think she's sneezing or something.
I hit something weird. Yikes.
We can still hear you.
Something weird. Pack.
Shia, to answer your question, no, I did do that on purpose. I couldn't bring myself to do a full cuss out and everything because we lost Connie.
Wow. That's amazing.
Amy, are we okay?
Sorry. Here,
We lost Connie.
Switch out headphones. I apologize.
That's okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay,
Sorry.
Connie's back. No, it's okay. It's all good.
Me?
No, we lost Connie for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, she's
Okay, I
back.
kind of got it. I need to see the dialogue though. I'll pull it up. My VPN was like, I expired, and so I had to go use one of my others that isn't expired yet. You know, the like 3-month trial.
Yeah, I
So
got
just
you.
keep on going to another company.
It's all right.
It works. Does its job.
Okay, while you're getting ready, here's Shy and everything's got a good quote for us.
Hey Griswold, do you think you'd be able to Bend over and I'll show you.
Yes.
That's good.
God.
What the F is a donut? A donut? Okay, Jens, I do not get the reference, but that's okay too.
I always like, okay, so wait, what is okay, is it the nobody's walking out on this?
No, it's a few minutes later and everything. The rant I'm talking about is when he just chews out his boss and everything, or just talking about his boss.
I think
It's
I
right
found
before he
it.
sends cousin Eddie over to get him
The-
to wrap
Well,
him
actually,
up.
no.
I want
Cousin
to look
Eddie
him
goes
straight
on
in
his
the
own.
eye and tell him what
Yeah,
a
he does
cheap,
go on his
lying,
own.
no good, rotten, far-flushing, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred,
Yeah.
overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, like out of breath, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, hard-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah, holy shit, where's the Tylenol?
You got through it. We'll give you that.
That's the hardest part. But I think the
Yay.
Wally World one's my favorite.
The
That
Wally
one's
World
so
one is good, but honestly,
Clark rant Wally World.
Rolf. Adega says Rolf. I have no idea what that means.
Um,
Hmm.
is Wally World a real place? Okay. Okay.
I have
this one.
Adega,
I
please
found it.
explain because I'm old.
Oh God, the dog wet on the picnic basket. Hey kids! Hey look kids! There's Big Ben. There's Parliament. Kennedy.
Now, question: was European Vacation in the '80s too?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they all were.
I think they were too. At least those three, because Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas. Yeah, because European Vacation was right in between the first one and Christmas Vacation. So
Oh.
yeah, it probably is.
This is the part. The sorry folks
okay.
were closed for 2 weeks to clean and repair.
Rolling on for laughing. Well, Ed, I am glad we could entertain, and Dega, glad we can entertain you as well.
Here's a Grand Canyon quote from.
Let's see. What's an? Oh.
I need to find.
Oh, okay. Jen says Full Metal Jacket when the drill sergeant finds the donut and kicks off into a rant. Yep. He's showing out Vincent D'Onofrio's character, Private Pile. Oh my
see the
goodness.
dialogue to it.
Which one?
The vacation. The
Shy and everything. She's like, European Vacation was 1985.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. European. Okay. So vacation was 83. 85 was European. Christmas was 1989. Vegas.
Mhm.
Vegas was good.
I didn't see
1987.
Vegas. I checked. Honestly,
They redid Vacation. Oh yeah, I forgot.
yeah, they
about
did a
that.
remake of Vacation, but honestly, I did not see it. I had no
didn't see
interest.
it.
I didn't think you can't, you shouldn't, nor can you can't remaster perfection.
You know,
National Lampoon's Vacation is iconic. It is classic. It can't be redone because the movie's perfect as it is. I mean, the only thing you can really do is maybe update the technology and anything that exists in the real world now. But other than that, the comedy is on point. The acting. Jeff
I think
B.
I found it.
Jeff B. says the German couple and European Vacation was classic. I know what he's talking
There's
about.
so much great thing. It's so true. So much of that is true.
Here's the thing about the 80s. We laughed our heads off during this decade. I mean, yeah, we cried. Yeah, we had some great action movies of all sorts of genre. But if you talk about great comedic movies, you think the 80s. Now, yeah, there's some great ones in the 90s too. But being we're talking 80s. Go ahead, Connie.
Oh no, I actually wouldn't talk so much if I could figure out how to being on the
I
chat.
found it.
But anyway,
found
I
it.
can't figure out how to do that.
Okay.
But how about Trading Places for one of the funniest movies ever?
I've never seen it.
Hilarious.
I have.
Oh my God. Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. I mean,
Those two were perfect. Absolute pitch perfect together. And then you've got Don Amici. You've got,
Sorry.
oh, for heaven's sakes, Dunholm Elliott as the butler. You, of course, got Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yep.
And
who was smoking hot in that movie.
She was. Yep. I
Just,
remember,
like,
I don't know if either one of you ever seen Scream. Amy, I imagine you probably have. I don't know if Connie has or not.
What?
Scream.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're talking about Jamie Lee Curtis, because Jamie Lee Curtis was in Trading Places, and it's toward the end of the movie and everything, and they ask, why are these all Jamie Lee Curtis movies? And I think it's Jamie Kennedy's character says she's the Scream Queen, and one of the other girls' characters says it's because of boobs.
True. It's very true.
And Jamie Kennedy's character says she never showed her. Okay, I will say this means I'm quoting. She didn't show her tits until she went legits. When she was doing legitimately.
Then it's okay. Naturally, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, Trading Places and everything. Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, I think, honestly, were comedy gold in that movie. They played off each other so well. And I mean, of course, like we mentioned, you had Don Amici, you had the other Duke brother. I can't for the life of me think of his name now. But you had Jamie Lee Curtis.
They
Go
were
ahead,
famous. Connie. Whoever, I mean, you recognize their faces. I can't remember who it was either.
Yeah,
it was a hilarious movie.
Yes.
And then I feel like in another movie they were in boxes, living on boxes on the street in some sequel, but I can't remember what that one was.
It was sort of a sequel. It was actually another Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America.
That's it. And they were living on the street. You're right. Good.
Yeah,
good
and I think they reprised their roles as those characters because at the end of Trading Places, the two Duke brothers are pretty much thrown out on the street. They're homeless.
Sell Mortimer, sell. That was it. That was the line.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How you doing?
Sorry.
Jen's made this comment. I can't help but agree. Trading Places is a top flight movie. Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is. Yeah. Ed, with anything, you're one step behind, but that's okay. Yeah, Coming to America. And I think that's a good segue and everything because another actor that had a lot of good hits and everything in the 80s and everything was Eddie Murphy. Whether it was just straight comedic movies or whatever, or his two specials that were done in the 80s and everything that got filmed and released on VHS. When VHS was starting to get big.
Was one of those where he wore some red leather jacket?
I think that was Raw, actually.
Oh, it may have been. I don't know.
I can't remember if it was Raw or Delirious, but I want to say it was Raw that he wore the red leather jacket. So
I'm going to train. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Man. Home Alone, wasn't that one?
No, Home Alone was 90.
I was just at the plaza and they have like a Home Alone. It is the most expensive freaking like Sunday and it's so not worth it. No, I did not buy it. Peter, my husband, he was like, no. I was like, all right. I'll buy the less expensive Sunday, which was not that much less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anyway, it was fun. I got to go to the Joker stairs and do all that.
Hey, Connie, Amy, I'm going to slip out for just a quick second, get me something to drink, but I'll be back. I'm just going to be at my mic. So talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Connie.
You know, I can't, if I don't talk, I can't in their comments because I can't hear. So there's something going on with my phone. So everybody else, excuse me, please, for talking so much. I don't mean to.
Oh, are you in private chat or live comments?
I was in live comments, but I can't hear. So I don't know what it is. I'm on my phone. So my phone is doing weird shit.
I haven't tried this on my phone. Yeah, like after this, I'm gonna do
well,
mine.
do it.
Who wants to suggest a topic?
I'm using my phone, so
I'm using my like desktop computer.
Oh, so I didn't hear what you said. You said you're on your phone.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
So does it
I'm
do the same
definitely
thing
not
for
on
you?
my phone.
When you go
I'm
to
on my
chat
like
and
iMac.
yeah, well, you're in your studio.
I'm in a room.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just a
pretty
side
much-
room that I get to borrow. Yeah, to be determined. It's just where
Pretty
my
much.
stuff is.
Pretty much sitting here and with my phone. So, Amy, what's your next subject? What's your next biggest movie? Oh, wait, I found one. What about Adventures in Babysitting?
No, I never saw it. And if I did,
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
think I
Big
liked
Trouble in
it.
Little China.
No. I'm like a Back
Oh.
to the Future girl. I'm like the John Hughes. Like that's comedies or like I don't know. Mine are like, I'm more of like a 90s kid when it comes because I was born in 85. So I mean,
Well, you could have watched all these movies as a kid.
oh, yeah. I mean, I know my parents.
You
They
had to
accidentally.
love the Goonies,
Okay,
right?
you know how like Watership Down is a cartoon? My parents thought, oh, it's a cartoon. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that. It's Watership Down in cartoon form. It's like, Mommy, why are the bunnies bloody? Oh, still in there. Still in there.
Well, you had to have loved the Goonies. Wasn't that one of your movies?
Never saw it. I was watching like Hellraiser with my brother and like The Lost Boys and like I was subjected to.
Okay.
Man,
I
I'm
knew so
back.
many curse words by like age 4. They just said you're not allowed to say them, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
I say
What
them
we
now.
talk? What are we talking about?
no, I just asked Amy. I asked Amy if she'd ever seen the Goonies.
I have.
She said no.
I hate to keep saying this. This is I reviewed this movie. My channel is dedicated to the 80s and the 90s. How can you not talk about Goonies? But Ed and
I
everything,
can't-
don't.
I can. I mean, I know I'm better with like 90s movies because like I may have. There's a lot of these I may have seen, but I do think I saw Misery. Like these are things I should not have seen at that age.
Well, okay, this is something we can talk about.
They were just
because-
on, and I was just young, and they're like, "Oh, she won't remember." She does a little bit. No, it's fine.
Here's the thing.
But my brother would put the Hellraiser like pinhead mask on and chase me around the house. That's left some lasting impacts for me. Like I can't go near like Disney World dressed up people. And I'm actually scared of clowns, so it's really funny that I really like Joker so much. It's the only clown I'll accept.
Is this have we talked? Have y'all talked about this one at all?
I've never heard of it.
What? I talked about what?
The one I've got highlighted, Big Trouble in Little China.
I see. I'm having I'm gonna get off this and try to get on it on my laptop. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll be back on.
That's
It's
fine.
not working.
I'm gonna go grab something from downstairs really fast. I'm just gonna
Wi-Fi.
mute.
Okay. CJ, you're still here, obviously. CJ,
Well,
you've been awful quiet. I hope I didn't run you off or scare you. or
oh
anything.
no, my Wi-Fi keeps cutting out in and out.
Oh,
so-
okay. I got you. All right. Can you hear me okay? Have you been able to keep up?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you all right. It was
Okay, well,
everyone was turning into robots just now, so I was like,
I'm actually drinking a bottle of water I had in the freezer and everything. It's all got some ice in it. So if you hear some crunching on my end, it's ice, not robot.
yeah. No, it was like everyone's voices were cutting out, so it
Mhm.
sounded like robots.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well, question: have you ever seen or have you even heard of Big Trouble in Little China?
I have seen.
Seen
No,
it?
I've heard of it. No, I've heard of
Just,
it. I know
just
what
never
it
seen
looks
it.
like, though. Yeah, it's one of those films that I was like, nah.
You should give it a watch.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. It is. It's in the John Carpenter wheelhouse and everything. It's one of his films, and I want to talk about it, but at the same time, I don't because we'll go ahead and talk about it some. It's got Kurt Russell,
at
Kim
least, right? But
Cattrall, huh?
I was just saying that I do have to get going. So
Oh, you're gonna have to leave.
I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah,
Okay. Well, hey man, it was good to have you on and
sorry.
everything. No, it's all right. Hey,
Yeah,
we're going over 2 hours,
yeah,
but it seems like this is going to be a long one. So,
yeah.
and
It's all
CJ,
right.
as always, it was great having you. Do you want to plug your channel before you head out?
Yeah. So I am the CJH, and on my channel we talk movies, TV shows, rants, and more. Sometimes we go into speculation. Sometimes we talk conspiracy theories, and as well, I also post a lot of comedic stuff. So I did a water review the other day, so that was pretty funny.
Hey, sorry.
Oh, that's okay, Amy.
Yeah. So yeah, it was nice talking to you guys, and
Oh,
as always,
CJ, always
I'll
a
see you
pleasure,
in
man.
the next
yeah, nice talking to you as well.
one.
So we'll catch you next time, bud. Thanks for being on. And then there was two,
Yeah.
but there will be three because Connie will be back.
Yeah,
So,
Connie's a good friend of mine.
she seems like
She's really
good people.
she is trust. Oh yeah, like
She seems like really good people.
I love that she actually like went through with it and came on. I think that's awesome. Because
Well,
I was
she's
like,
gonna be.
if you noticed, I was like had my head down and I was like texting like put in this and this like yeah, but yeah, because I'm after this I was like gearing up to do my own and I'm like, so I might need to talk to you about that later. Like, how do you start your first like I don't know. I wish I had example of people's like first like videos. like
I think, and we'll go off on a little tangent here until Connie gets back. Honestly, when you're
sorry. I was reading.
something, yeah, Shia. Yeah, we'll put it
Yeah.
up for just. We'll just put it for a hot minute. It's from Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay.
Jack Burton.
It's hard. It's like because I don't want it to be like this topic that's like, you know, says, "Oh, this is all it's going to be about." But I also don't want it to be so like freaking out all over the place, you know. Oh, yeah. Connie says I don't think she can get back on. So.
Well, do I need to resend you the link so she can resend her so you can resend it to her?
Let me just text her. Like, she says she's having trouble on her phone too.
Okay. Well, if she can't come back on, that's okay. You and I can carry this and everything for a little while. So, but talking about doing your first video and everything, the thing is, your first video is probably going to stink. in a lot of ways,
So should that be the title? This is going to suck.
it would certainly be creative. It would be different.
You will not like this video. Do not click this. Do not click this is like maybe one of the best things you can title anything because people naturally do it. Don't you dare click this.
Okay.
Don't you dare watch this entire video.
This is how I'll phrase this.
That's actually what I'm going to title it.
Doing your first YouTube video is much like the first time.
I mean, for this channel, I've done others. By myself. Like, I think, like, because I don't want to copy anyone. I like having conversations. Like, when I did conspiracy theory stuff, like, yeah, it's a lot of research. And it's fine. It's interesting research, but I can regurgitate it out, like, but I'm no expert on it. But, I'm nervous. And I like, right now, I'm very much myself. Like, this is how I am. Like, yay. But I'm more reserved, and then I can be outspoken. I mean, it depends on the topic and the person and just how, I bounce off of them. Like, so I'm just pay attention to that kind of stuff. And so, like, yeah, I personally, that's why a live stream, I know I need to do a live stream by myself, and I'm terrified to do it, but, like, I'm going to probably do that tonight. Probably based on this topic, kind of like, in case there are other people out there who don't have a clue of what to do either, because, hey, same boat. Because I've never done I've done a solitary live stream, and I cut it short, or I, like, just deleted it.
It makes a good point. Remember the 3 Ps: practice, practice, practice.
Wait, what? I'm kidding.
It says the 3 Ps: practice, practice, practice.
No, I was kidding.
And here's the other thing, Amy. My first video, I just shot it on my phone. I didn't have any intro. I didn't have a thumbnail. I had nothing. It was just me talking for a few minutes about. It was actually talking about the Rise of Skywalker trailer. It was my very first video I did for my channel. And it was just me talking for, like, I think less than 10 minutes or so. And was it the greatest thing I've ever done? No, but it was to the point and everything. It wasn't terribly long. It didn't go terribly in depth and everything. But
yeah, I'm not, if I make a video, like I know how to edit. I use Final Cut Pro. Like, I absolutely know how to, like, I did, like, a music video contest, like, for a Supernatural convention, and, like, I won, but it took, like, 70 hours to do. It's a lot of work to get footage, the right type of footage. Like, it is a ton of work, and I'm such a perfectionist with it. I'll put it back up, but, like, because I saved everything and all that, because I actually had, like, it was called, like, Conspirecast, and I still have it, like, so I've got a logo and, all that, but I'm so more in tune with, like, I like kind of social psychology types of things. That's what interests me, and kind of how media and pop culture influences those aspects. So that's where I get interested. So unfortunately right now, obviously, like, politics does fall into that, and that is, like, a horrible plan to talk about. So I don't want to do that. It used to be you could, and people wouldn't, like, freak out, but the good old days. I mean, like, remember when you could have a conversation with somebody and, like, it would just be like, hey, we disagree. Cool. You learn something new. You learn a new perspective. I mean, like, I think that's, like, a good thing, if anything.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at someone for not believing the same thing as me. Like, and that's why I liked conspiracy theories, because they're theories. No one's wrong, no one's right, technically. So
Yeah, exactly.
and so to each their own. That's why I liked him. But someone was like, "Be careful," and I was like I had interviewed. I wanted to do some more interviews like about like the Kennedy assassination because like the people who were there and everything, they're old, and it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. Jens is actually he sent this a few minutes ago. He's wanting to know if he's wanting to pop on or anything. Are you cool with that? I mean, I know this is my live stream, but
yeah,
I've streamed with Jens a couple times. He was actually on my very first one back last week. Just fair warning, and this is not completely innocuous. He's got very thick. I may be wrong on this, but it's either Scottish or English accent. So if you have a little hard time understanding him at first, just go with it because eventually,
I'll just smile and nod.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna send him the link right now. Then,
okay.
So, Jens, if you can hear this, it's coming your way now, bud. Because 80's action movies are his thing, as he said. So. But if you Ed and everything. Yeah, Ed, hold on. Yeah, Ed, I'll send you I'll look you up on Twitter real quick. I'll send you a link as well. Hold on. Let's see here. Messages. Message.
I mean, like, basically, I think the next thing I would do would be based on like Joker in the way I wanted to do it, like, because I've spent a lot of time looking into that and really like looking at other people's point of views and really taking that into account and actually putting a lot of work into that. So, and just different fandoms.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, I don't remember.
Connie said she's can't get on her computer. She's trying to get on her phone.
Okay. Well, we can have up to 6 in here, so that's fine. Ed, I do not remember your Twitter handle. Can you put it in the chat so I can look you up on Twitter?
Garibaldi.
Michael Garibaldi from Babylon 5. Here's Jens. Okay. Hey, mate. How you doing?
Fine.
Hi.
Thank you, Ambassador, for letting me on.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
And hello,
nice
Amy.
To meet you. Hi. Yeah. I'm going to turn off this overhead light really fast.
Don't worry, Jen. You didn't scare her off. She's got kiddos.
Yeah.
She's got kiddos to take care of and stuff.
Oh no. Well, yeah, I've got to go like fulfill a promise in a little bit.
Then that's okay.
Yeah.
Come and go as you have to.
But yeah, so sorry, I'm gonna just adjust this because it's like I don't know. Yeah, it's better. Because then I can like lean back a little bit. All right. So yeah.
So
yeah.
Here comes. Okay, here she comes.
Who?
Connie,
hey,
you're back.
Not picture of Connie.
No, that is Princess Buttercup from Princess Bride.
Is that who it is? I was like, all I know is
that's Robin right then. Did you,
awesome.
Amy? I'm surprised you did. Jens, did you know that?
You're surprised? I didn't.
No, I haven't. I've seen the sort of like film-ish, but I can't. I've never like watched it though.
That's a no.
But yeah.
That's okay.
Hey, I'm there too. I've seen it, but I haven't. I've probably seen it twice, but I still haven't seen it. I was there.
You were there in the room, but you just weren't paying any attention.
Yep. Yeah. It was one of those.
You can
Connie, welcome back. Glad you could rejoin us.
I wrestled with my Mac for about 15 minutes and then gave up. So
did you just go?
Yeah.
Like
I threw it across.
Chunked it against a wall at some point.
Yeah. pretty sure.
I miss when you could actually do that to computers. It does sometimes work. If not, it just feels really good.
For the moment, it feels good for that 15.
I've actually fixed things. Like
I know this is
I fixed them
divergent.
to the point of like it was a safe that wouldn't open, and I just kept on kicking it, and it opened, and then it was never going to work again. But we had stuff in it, and we needed to get it out without using like a torch. So I was really proud of that.
So did you break
the batteries were dying? Yeah, it's gross. Like we need to get rid of it. I don't know where do you throw it. What do I don't know what to do with it. Oh well.
Okay, I'm sure I missed a bunch of really good stuff. What did I miss?
Just some
talking
random
about
musing.
What I do next and stuff.
Yeah, what she's gonna do next for her channel. Because we were waiting for you to get back, and then Jen's came in. So now we're
Amy's gonna have a drink before her live stream. Haha. No, I'm serious. I live tweeted and did the drinking game to The Last Jedi. I had to give up on like most of the drinking game rules because I was gonna die. And then I fell asleep during about 30 minutes. I missed the whole rescuing horses. I don't care because I just knew there were rescue horses at some point, and I don't care. And so anyway, I woke back up and it was still on, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Oh, so I really loved it. Obviously, it's great.
So
great film.
I
thumbs
have
up.
created a new drinking game.
Please share.
Yeah, it's someone may force me to watch a Hallmark movie.
God damn it.
And then I decided that has to be a drinking game if you have to watch a Hallmark movie. So
there's a drinking game to everything.
Well, yes, it's every time they say.
Well, yeah, we can think.
What?
I was just gonna say we can thank world-class BSers for that because they invented the drinking games.
They didn't invent the drinking game like the Romans did.
Okay, they didn't invent it, but they perfected it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
And so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of transitioning.
I was not kidding.
Because Jen's and everything. Action movies of the 80s are your thing, and honestly, I think that's true of a lot of people.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
So.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Therefore,
yes. Let us the great debate. Let us continue. Let us continue the great debate.
It is
totally.
It's like instead of delivering presents on Christmas Day, he saves his wife, ex-wife, sort of thing. Which was like pretty good present for her.
Yeah, it's a great
movie.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he agreed with me, and I say yeah.
It's got Christmas like songs in it.
If it's like in it, yeah. Like Love Actually is a Christmas movie. Like Home Alone is, yeah.
Yeah, but Die Hard really is. I mean, it's on Christmas. He's coming back to try to reunite with his family. It's got a holiday.
I think it's like
spirit.
Stephen Amell from Arrow who says that's his favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's got some Christmas
and his favorite movie of just in general.
Yeah, well,
John
most
McClane
Christmas
is like who he would be.
yeah. Most Christmas movies is more sentimental, where it's like everybody sort of wants like Ambassador with that. It was at Christmas Summit where he wants his like BB gun, and so it's all about getting a present on Christmas Day, where there was no presents, but there was like a lot of goodwill from John on that day, though.
Oh, I know my favorite Christmas movie is It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, that is.
I cry at the end of that movie. It's hard not to because it's like you see this like how much he was loved, and it's just like this outpouring of like love, and it's just like unless you don't have a soul. So I don't know about y'all, but I do.
No, that's a great movie. It is a great movie. So,
And
are we on?
yeah,
But not-
George Bailey's a great character.
But not better
Sorry,
than
I know.
Rambo.
I went back in time.
Because there's a great 80s movie, Rambo. That was like one of my first. Yeah,
Wait,
one of my,
was Apocalypse
Hey,
Now
Ginger.
in the 80s?
Apocalypse. Yeah, Apocalypse Now is 80s. We actually
Great
that
movie.
was one
I
of the first
love
we
that
talked
movie.
about.
I got
Yeah,
to hear Martin
it's-
Sheen. Martin Sheen did a lecture, and he was talking about because he was. I think they originally had Michael Douglas or something like for that role, and then it didn't work out. And actually, at this lecture, Michael Douglas was supposed to do it, and that didn't work out. And so Martin Sheen took that too. Like Connie, I think you were there, weren't you?
Maybe
Yeah.
think
I
as-
could have.
Yeah.
Could have possibly
Yeah.
been there.
you can
Um.
tell how much of a good film Apocalypse Now is because Marlon Brando came out of retirement to do it. Or if not retirement, it was one of them where he wasn't doing any films, but he did like
Well, it's a damn good film.
yeah.
It's long, but it's good. It's like split in a very good way, I think. But anyway, so Martin Sheen was talking about how like at the time, this was like when Charlie Sheen was like Tiger Blood winning hashtag blah, 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 like in a great place, obviously. No.
Yes.
So this is literally right during like he was hashtagging that during the lecture. I'm sure. I have no idea. He was not in a good place. And Martin Sheen kind of said he was in a bad place, similar to that, like during that movie when they were filming it. And Charlie was there, and he was like the reason that kind of helped him like recoup and like all that, and to get back on track in order to finish it. And like, so it's very ironic.
Yeah, I know, like the scene where the end's playing, and he's like getting drunk on his bed, and then like when it comes to the crescendo of the like song, yeah, he starts like jumping around and starts punching stuff in that. Apparently, because he really got drunk, or not real drunk, but drunk enough that like when he was like punching the mirror.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, apparently it was his birthday and all, so he was getting drunk on his birthday, listening to some Doors whilst punching the crap out of his room.
That whole movie is
getting
based
paid
on
for
Heart
it.
of Darkness, right? Dark.
Oh,
Well,
I don't know.
the best soundtrack ever, the best songs ever in that movie.
No, I gotta say Forrest Gump has the best soundtrack.
Forrest Gump does have a good soundtrack.
No, best
Can
soundtrack,
we just
and it's
real
an
quick
80s film.
pretend it's an 80s movie? Because that is a great movie to talk about. Because it literally does discuss the 80s. They're in there.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
God,
Honestly, I've never seen Forrest Gump.
what the hell is wrong with you?
You don't
I've
want
seen
to.
it. I have seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never watched it all the way through.
It's worth the watch.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
No.
Okay.
I would say that the best soundtrack film, and it's the 80s, is a film called Trick or Treat.
I've
Where-
seen it. That's not 80s. I thought that was recent.
Wait.
It was recent.
Not that, it's weird. It's like
what?
No, it's
There's two
it's
then.
from the 80s because it's got Ozzy Osbourne in it as a
80s.
priest.
Sorry, it's fine.
And we've actually got a new
I'm jealous
guest.
of the accent, honestly. I wish I had one.
Are you?
What?
Ed, welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, how are you, Ambassador?
I'm glad that I'm the only one who's
You-
like, brave enough to be.
Oh
like,
my gosh,
on
you
video.
do sound like Mr. Garibaldi.
It's
Mr.
amazing.
Jerry.
I actually
I don't
look
even
like
know who that
Mr.
is.
Jerry Doyle as well, which is quite hilarious because him and I, well, apparently his father grew up in the same part of Brooklyn that my father grew up in. Apparently they beat each other up a couple times.
Well, Ed, it shows that you're muted, but hopefully you can hear us.
Oh, I can hear you. I didn't want.
Okay.
I was getting feedback on my mic from it.
Gotcha. That's quite all right. Actually, I tried to look you up on Twitter. We do not follow each other, so we'll have to change that.
Absolutely, sir.
I don't understand how I have as many Twitter followers. Like
I have got
I've
almost
like
100
no
and-
content. I've got nothing interesting to like. I don't get it, but I'm cool. I'm
You
cool with
tweet-
that. I'm grateful.
Amy, you send out interesting
What?
tweets. That's why people follow you.
Like,
You send out.
here's a like what? What do I say? The lady
Just
here's a lady
stuff.
at the airport freaking out because she was. It was awesome. It was so awesome. I have
Amy,
4 more videos, but she lost it. And everyone else was in the same boat, by the way. But like everyone's, like tired. But the good thing, everyone's tired, so they're too tired to really get mad. So,
Yeah.
but the best part is at the beginning of the video, she's like, I don't need them right now. You can deliver them. And in order to get them to deliver, you have to wait 4 hours. And like, we're all sitting there. Your bag's just, and she's like, I paid $2,000 for 2 first class tickets. And I was like, bitch, I was in first class and I'm not complaining. They had to cut my bag out of the conveyor belt. Like,
Anyway.
Like, it doesn't matter. Your bag can come last, even if you were in first place.
But still, it's interesting that you point these things out because people see that, they're drawn to it, and they're like, "Ooh, I want to know more."
Yeah,
Like,
and that's how you reel your viewers in. But getting back on topic and everything, because we kind of strayed just a little bit, but that's okay because we had a couple of new additions, Mr. Jens and Mr. Ed.
I don't know what I say that's exciting. Like,
Amy, you just do accept it, be happy, put on a happy face.
I'm feeling like this whole time.
Let's get back on topic.
I tell you what was an exciting, great 80s action film, RoboCop. It was 89.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
The special effects are stellar. Just
Dead or alive.
Special
You're
or
coming with me.
The stop motion
those are
photography
top
was,
notch. Those
on
are
par.
Dead. I think honestly,
top of the line.
they for the time, yes, they were.
I know,
Yes, they
but
were. It don't
which is why I
matter.
laugh.
Here's the thing about these movies from the 80s that we've been talking about. Yes, the
That's one of my
effects may
favorite
be
parts about it.
they may be dated, but here is the thing: they had to pull stuff out of their butts to get these movies made. They had to use every trick in the book they had access to at the time. You had to use stop motion, you had to use animation, you had to use claymation.
Claymation amazes me. That must take so much patience. I do not have that patience, but I respect it.
Stop motion in particular. You had to use prosthetic makeup. You had to pull every puppetry, everything. You had to pull all this out of there. They had to use every trick that they had access to make these movies and make them good. And even to this day, the effects in Aliens, in Big Trouble in Little China, in The Last Starfighter, in
Star Wars, Star Trek,
Star Wars, it still holds up. The movies hold up. I mean, it's the story that we gravitate to, but the fact
now.
Well,
it's like they went backwards.
Yeah, but some people they can't imagine like good effect. Because I tell you, in RoboCop, what is a good effect is when they blow off his hand. That is a good effect. But then there is bad effects when he comes out of his.
Where'd you go?
Where's Connie?
Out of the acid pit, but. You just got to use your imagination sometimes when you see bad effects. You've just got to imagine what
I appreciate bad effects because they let us know what good effects are. Can't know dark without light.
But here's the thing. I will warrant that we have made great strides in computer generated effects. But honestly,
I like Nolan how he does like realistic.
Yeah, but
I miss realistic.
Yeah, but
I get a little over. Yes, and I like it.
But you're the sort of person that would play Pac-Man. Yeah, but you won't play Pac-Man because the graphics are so.
I don't play Pac-Man because I always die, and I get anxiety from it. I get anxiety from Pac-Man. This should tell you all types of
True
things.
Story.
True story.
No.
The ghosts are just so damn fast.
Well. So you do like going on 8-bit graphic games?
I use cheat codes on The Sims, and I'm amazing at it.
Yeah, but You don't complain about poor graphics, do you, on computer games? Just as long as the game's good.
Okay,
yeah,
here's
like
Yeah, so that's the same with films. You shouldn't complain about the effects as long as the film's good.
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Well, can we talk about some of the films that are so bad they're good? Because the
Well-
80s had a billion of those.
Well,
yeah.
the best example I could think of was a film called Bad Taste. If you've ever seen that,
I can't
Baptist
say
or
I've even
bad
heard of it.
test?
Bad
Bad
Taste.
Bad
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 taste.
taste.
Why does that
Bad
sound
taste.
so familiar?
It's
I don't.
it's like
I'm gonna Google it.
a really cheap.
Why would you name your
Budget
movie
film.
that? That's the last thing I want to go see with like eat
Was that
popcorn
Peter
for.
Jackson? Did he do that?
Are you
I don't
serious?
know, but whoever did it so cheap that they called it Bad Taste because the film was in bad taste. There's a real funny bit where these aliens
Makes
come
sense.
down. It's like an real cheap action film where these two. It's like a really cheap version of Critters, where these aliens have come down, right? And it's a bit of a comedy, and there's a bit where the aliens are like getting people's brains and that, and mashing them up into drinks, and the leader. He's like drinking this like bowl, and because it's the 80s, it must be in a bowl of some red stuff, and he's drinking it. Yeah, and like he goes, yeah,
And
I got
Yeah,
a
that
chunky
looks
bit.
pretty terrible.
Yeah, and yes, it was directed by Peter Jackson.
Right.
I knew it sounded
Oh,
familiar.
Man,
I've never heard of it.
I gotta say, Justice League was mine. The most recent for me. That of the so bad it's good. I fell asleep for like an hour of
I
that movie,
think-
and it was still going. I was just like, "What the hell is happening? Like, what happened?"
Here's the problem.
I like
for
the
me and
the
everything
song
when
in
it
the
comes to-
first like montage in the first 8 minutes. Vampire Fairy done. I was like, "What the fuck is that thing?" Like,
Here's
what?
here's the
Connie
Hey,
here's
Returns.
the here's the thing about movies from the 80s for me. I don't remember the bad ones. I just remember the good ones. So I'm gonna have to lean on y'all for a little bit for this or anything because
Or like
I don't
Mystery
remember.
Science theater where you'd like comment like
Yeah.
that's
What was it?
fine.
There
They
was
can
there
do
was a
that, too.
stop motion picture. What the heck was it?
Gumby?
Well, that one of them. Attack of the Titans, something like that, with the Jason and the Argonauts. There was-
Yeah.
Oh, Clash of the
Like that.
Titans.
Wait, are you
Clash
talking
of
about
the Titans.
Clash of the
300?
Titans was not 80s, I don't think.
No, it was
Uh,
probably late 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You
I
know,
don't
I
know. Let's
wish-
look.
But
I
there was
think
like
we're at a-
Kroll and that in the 80s.
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead and talk, guys. I'm just bad movies.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's like American Ninja. That was
Yeah.
done in the 80s. It was pretty bad, but still a good film. And then the
Okay.
Thingy West one was Samurai Cop. That was another one that was bad, but still all right.
Samurai
Well,
Cop.
Yeah, it's like this cop that's like he's like into his martial arts, and he don't really use the samurai much, but he does it sort of like at the end.
Oh hell.
Okay, I've got this is a fairly reasonable source and everything. We've actually listed some of these already and everything. Bad movies of the 1980s. Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh god. No.
Oh my god, that's not a bad
That-
movie. It's so
oh,
good. It's
that movie
so
was-
bad
Yeah.
it's good. It is. My
It's-
Father
it's
the
bad, it's
Hero.
Good. Yep.
My Father the
Oh.
Hero.
Yes.
National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Anything. Look, his Big
Look
Ben.
who's-
Look, his Big
look-
Ben.
Look who's
My dad
talking.
actually got lost. That actually happened.
Look
Oh,
who's
CJ's
talking.
back.
Oh.
Friday the
Oh, that-
13th. Police Academy, the first one. Cocktail.
Oh, there you go.
Airplane.
Airplane.
Cocktail
That's
was
not a
pretty good
bad
film.
movie.
Yeah,
Do not call me
Airplane
Shirley.
is one of the best like comedies because it's got so
Airplane's
many
amazing.
skits. Yeah, it's world record of so many jokes in it. It's just joke after
There were
joke
some
after
like
joke.
tearjerker movies in the 80s too. Wasn't it like Steel Magnolias? There was Terms of Endearment. There was
Beaches, I
Steel
think.
Magnolias like
Beaches. Oh my gosh, Beaches was the best.
Beaches.
What about like Fried Green Tomatoes? Was that in the 80s?
Oh goodness.
I want to say yes.
These are all chick flicks, Amy. These guys.
I know.
Go.
Yeah,
let's not
that's
forget
the
the biggest
point.
chick flick of
Hey,
all.
I
Ghost
also
with,
seen the other
Patrick
stuff.
Swayze.
So.
Oh,
Ghost! Oh my god, we
Yeah.
watched that. Peter and I watched that like literally in New York last weekend. I woke up. We actually saw like 2 ghostly movies. I forgot what the other one was.
I
Ghost-
think.
Oh yeah,
I think another.
For a chick
I think
flick, it's quite actiony.
it is.
yeah.
It was just to keep
Like,
the significant others
Ghost is
entertained.
so good. Oh my god.
Okay. Here's.
Have you
I
ever
know
seen,
these are.
Sorry. Have you seen Ghost
I know
Town
this-
with Ricky Gervais?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can also say I
Yeah.
haven't.
I
So
cannot say I
good.
have.
Yes, I have seen
It's
it.
so good. Watch it. You have?
All right.
You
Okay.
like it?
There's a few that's everything that we haven't talked about, and there are action movies, and you could consider them bad, quote unquote. And they're Schwarzenegger movies. One is Raw Deal, and the other one is
What was
Red
that?
Heat.
Class, both of them.
Was Red
Both
Rod-
class.
Red Heat was where he met his Sonia, whatever her name was. Is that?
No, that's Red Sonja. Red Heat's where he's a
Ah.
rush, and it's with
Jim
John
Belushi.
Yeah, Jim Belushi. Yeah,
Yeah.
With John
With
Belushi's
Blues
brother.
Brothers in
yeah.
was that 70s or 80s?
Blues Brothers was actually 80s. I actually
80s.
just
Yeah.
I just did a video on it the other day.
I've seen it.
I did
love
that one this
movie.
week.
The
So
humor,
yeah,
and then like okay,
Okay,
I watched
now-
someone who did a comparison between this is this is actually about Ghostbusters. They're redoing it again, and they're nixing what happened before. Thank God. All I had to do was see one scene, and I was like, nope. Because
Amen.
if you compare it to the scene in the original, like all they had to do is like very motion. It's like they're in an elevator, and it's very simple, and it's still comedic, and it's just keep it simple, stupid. You know, KISS. You know,
Mhm.
Dwight.
Kiss.
You know, sorry. Yes. But it's a very good piece of advice. It's rude, but yes, true. You know, I think that like, you know, like as a woman, I'm also, if you can give me a female movie and it's all like Bridesmaids was great. I like that a lot. I thought it was funny. You know, Charlie's Angels, when they weren't all covered up and like had Kristen Stewart, who I can't stand.
Kristen who?
What about Splash?
Exactly,
They like Splash.
exactly.
We say Splash. That's an 80s.
Oh, Splash. Yeah, there's a
Splash, that was
Daryl
good.
Hannah.
No, Splash!
Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks and Daryl Hannah. Yeah.
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 Oh, that was a good one.
Well, who was the guy? Who was the
Man.
crazy guy who was always trying to throw water on her? I can't remember his name.
Oh,
really-
yeah,
really
yeah,
famous
He's
yeah.
like,
British
I'm
actor.
gonna see if you're a mermaid.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets her with the damn hose.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he sprays her with the hose when they're trying to walk out of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Turns her into a mermaid on the sidewalk.
Excuse me.
Forgot about
Yeah,
that
I gotta-
one.
Ghostbusters
Honestly,
are
yeah.
some of my favorites. Gremlins is pretty great. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I can't
Okay,
really
let's
comment.
talk
Yeah.
because let's talk about Gremlins and everything for a few minutes. 'cause-
Yes.
Mm.
Because
They're
it's
really
right.
cute
No, Jens,
No. What?
Jens, I hate to, it's do 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 do.
Oh, the
do,
theme
do,
song.
Do 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 do. And here's the
Yeah.
interesting thing: that song, that theme does not kick in until the Gremlins actually start attacking. It hit the theme. They actually start the theme right when they crash the bulldozer through the neighbor's house that lives next to Billy and his family.
You've seen
Oh, the
this
World
movie
War,
once,
the
I'm
World
sure.
War II veteran.
Yeah.
He was actually, I think he was Vietnam, but that's beside
Oh,
that.
Vietnam.
that-
Well, I don't know.
he
Yeah,
might
it's
have
just-
been- no, he might. Ed, you might be right. It might have been. He might be World War II, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because it's
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
like, oh, I've seen these before. They're back. I don't
Yep.
get rid of you.
Gremlins.
Gremlins, honestly, I remember going to see Gremlins in theaters and everything, and this actually brings back a very fond memory. for me, I'll make this short and everything. We went to see it opening night, me and my mom and dad and everything.
BRB.
And the showing we were going to see was actually sold out. So we ended up going to a I don't know if any of you have these where you live or anything, Dairy Queen, and getting some hot chocolate, and you ended up using the bathroom and waiting for a later show. And then we went back and we actually were able to get back in. But I remember seeing that movie, and those little dudes and everything, they sort of scared me, but at the same time, they were honestly kind of funny as well and everything, even when they turned green.
Yeah, I like them.
Gizmo from that movie.
Gizmo.
We watch a whole lot.
No.
Did y'all ever see the movie? Wait,
Gizmo
what
was
about the
a
movie?
nice one. The rest of them were Mogwai or something like that.
Mogwai. That's what they all are.
Spike's because right.
Yeah, Spike was a bad one.
Yeah, Spike. Well,
I had
not Feed 'em After Dark.
I had the figures out of them, and there was like big, like I think Spike was about 15 inches sort of tall.
Jen, it wasn't Spike; it was Stripe.
Oh, was it Stripe?
Okay.
Yeah, Stripe.
Hey, when was Field of Dreams?
Yeah, it was Stripe. Yeah.
That is Field of Dreams.
Been there.
I don't know, but Amy, did you put on a Christmas scarf?
I didn't actually.
What is that? But between the time I logged out of my iPhone,
I literally just put it on. It's like just a scarf.
Just wanted to notice. Sorry to defer, but anyway.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. I'll go with the gray, boring stuff.
Classic Comics and everything said there's a horror movie from the 80s called Trick or Treat, soundtrack by Fastway. Never heard of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Putting it on
but
the list.
Honestly, I think the great thing about Gremlins is
when was Girls Just Wanna Have Fun?
One of the best films. It got me into like my rock because it's got like Ozzy Osbourne in it as a priest for about like 10 seconds, but it's real good.
Does it? I can't remember that. Wow.
Yeah, because he's rarely like dressed smartly because he's supposed to be like this priest against like rock music. And there's a great classic line is because it's like Ozzy Osbourne and he gets this album and he's on like a talk show on that, and he's like, "Oh, this is disgusting. Look at this. Look, I want to stick my steamy love train into your love tunnel. What is this? Where's all of the nice songs? What's wrong with love songs? Why don't anyone know saying I love you no more?" And but because it's Ozzy Osbourne, and that it's like proper funny when you see him do it.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to rewatch that movie because I don't remember that, but I might have to. I could totally say might have to re-see it again.
Which movie is it, Connie?
The Gizmo, though, that he was talking about.
Trick or Treat.
Oh, okay. He was talking about Trick or Treat? He wasn't talking about, sorry, got lost.
No, it's okay. We've been going for almost 3 hours, so we're going to get a little kerfuffled at some point.
Sorry. I was back on Gizmo and the Mogwai. And
no, hey, that's all right. But honestly, I think Gremlins, the great thing about it was the first attempt at doing like a scary movie, but also takes place during Christmas time, because you could almost say it's okay, Ed, no worries. Ed had to go take a smoke.
Okay. All right, now I can hear you. Sorry, smoke break. LOL. Now I'm on my computer. I can see what people are saying, and I should probably. And Amy has another scarf on. Amy, Valentine's
scarf. No, it's the same one.
Oh
no, it's the same one. I think.
It's very cute.
Yeah, I feel like it now.
Okay, Classic Comics. Trick or Treat was great, even though I don't like Gene Simmons. Ozzy was great as a televangelist.
Okay, gonna have to watch that.
Yeah. Gene Simmons. Yeah, he's like the radio sort of host. Gene Simmons in it for quite a bit. He's in it for about like 10 minutes of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think there was someone else and all that plays like the teacher.
Sorry.
And he comes on and he's all like, here's a band called The kickers. And, you know, like he's about. I can't remember who it was. Well, yeah, great film.
What's Fastway?
Oh, there was a
Honestly,
band.
I've never heard of it. So
The band
Yeah,
was,
there was an 80s band, or I think 70s band. There was British and all, but I think they sang like American, so they sound like an American band, but they're British, and they've done some like good albums in that, and they did like the album to Trick or Treat.
Oh, okay. So they did the. I'll go. Oh, I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna now watch Trick or Treat. I'm putting that on my list, even though it's Christmas time.
Yeah, it's a like.
Someone told me that if you don't like SJW stuff, don't go see Black Christmas or something.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I've heard too.
Yeah, like I got like.
Oh.
Like, SOS, don't go see this, and I wasn't aware of it or planning to. I was like, I rarely go to theaters, so for me to go 10 times for Joker is like, it's a really good movie. Or it's more to figure out like what I felt about it.
Well, and I think one of the great things that we haven't touched on or anything from the 80s is the fact that when you go to the movies back in the 80s, it was so much cheaper than it is nowadays.
Oh God!
I mean,
it was for someone to sit at home and be like, I'm gonna wait.
Talking about 80s films that I went to pictures to see, and it was Flash Gordon, and it came out.
Gosh.
Yeah, it came out in like '83, I think.
The Queen version, like.
Yeah,
It came out.
Yeah.
With Max von Sydow and
That's awesome.
Brian Blessed.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton.
But yeah, that though, I went to pictures to see that, and I was only about 8.
Man.
And
Wow.
yeah, and
What year
the
were
thing
you
is,
born
at 75.
Oh, okay.
8? No,
Okay,
Flash
you were born, my
Gordon.
brother's- I was 85. So
83.
Flash Gordon. Hold on.
72.
it's probably.
Hey, there you go.
No, Flash Gordon came out in 1980.
Oh,
Hey.
All right, yeah, but in Britain,
I actually, by
but
sheer dumb luck, found that movie on DVD at a secondhand store, and
yeah,
I bought it.
yeah, but
I was like, I gotta have this movie.
wait, you have
movie releases
do
up.
anything with the footage, and there are programs that you can buy off of the Apple Store. So I don't know.
Well-
So long as you play by the rules of like everything else, because I like did like a contest for like a music video con for like Supernatural, and I was like one of 4 winners. So
But
Well,
yeah, Flash.
awesome.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead,
it
Jen.
got released in
Congratulations.
1980 in America,
Get the best-
but
Mhm.
in Britain it came out because in the 80s there'd be like a year or 2 before Britain would get the movie release, and so it came out in 82 or 3. But the lights were that like dark that I like sort of was scared. Because it went pitch black, so black back there, you know, I couldn't even see my hand in front of me, and so we had to leave.
Honestly, I wasn't old enough to remember going to see Flash Gordon. I saw it on TV, I think it was, and it was during the.
It makes me make. I feel like I think of the movie Ted first.
What was it?
Well,
Ted,
well, I might,
like
as I say,
Teddy Bear, Seth MacFarlane, like Marky Mark.
Oh, Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Dang it.
where
Ted.
they, like, go through the
It's Ted
guy's
you're
house,
thinking of.
and I
Yeah.
want to do this so bad because I am an artist, and just do something that says it's art. Get it? Like, sorry. It was like just this ugly piece of
This
art.
is
and
art.
it's like,
Get it?
It's art. Get it? Like, I will never not think that's funny because
Well,
I
Is it art?
believe that's
Maybe.
exactly what people
Maybe
do.
not. Maybe art yourself.
well,
hey, what about Condor Man? Anyone
I've had
seen
people,
Condor
like,
Man?
Tell me what they've seen in
Wait.
my art, in my own art, and I'm like, that's exactly right.
Huh.
Well, to them it's right. To me, I'm like, I don't.
So,
know what
Ed,
you're talking about. I do not know quantum mechanics. So.
Ed, what's
I'll
some
be
of the
asking
ones
you.
or some 80s movies and everything we may not or may have listed that you really?
Back to the Future.
Wait, I thought Ed was
Okay,
talking.
Amy, hold your britches.
Back to the Future definitely is one.
Mhm.
I'll have to say that. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the entire Back to the Future
I'm about to destroy
trilogy
that timeline.
was shot in the entirety of the 80s. I think the last one came out
was.
in 89.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
One other movie that people may not know about, and it came out the year I was born, about 2 months after, Strange Brew.
Never heard of it.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You gotta
I'm gonna
see
have-
it. Rick Moranis, Max von Sydow, Dave Thomas. No? Oh,
Wait. I'm feeling. Wait, I'm trying to look it up.
take off, eh? You
I am
hoser.
too.
Yeah, what happened today?
Canadian. The Canadian.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
okay.
going to the Great White North, eh? Hey, we're going to
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
Elsinore
I can't do
Brewery, eh?
any accents. I don't even have a Texas.
There we go.
Vaguely remember it now.
If I
There
listen
we
to
go.
The Crown enough for like a couple days, then I can.
Yeah.
say my-
I've
had
actually
people
heard
on
of it,
flights
Ed.
ask me,
Mm-hmm.
But I've
people
never
on
gotten a
flights,
chance to
flight
see it.
attendants ask me if I was British.
But this is actually this would
Weird.
appeal to me because I like the oddball comedies from the 80s.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I love the airplane movies.
Have you seen
Anything.
The Jerk?
Yeah,
The Jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Martin.
Oh God,
Oh,
it's so
yeah,
good.
The Jerk with Steve Martin.
Oh,
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
Amazing.
man.
Could never be made today, but so
no,
good.
definitely not.
No way
Oh.
in hell could they make that movie today because
But it's
isn't he
fucking hilarious?
wasn't he raised like by a
Like,
black family?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Clayton Bigsby.
What do you mean, Mama? I'm going to stay this colour for the rest of my life.
I got no.
And he
Oh,
So Ed, let me ask you: to see Strange Brew, do you have to be on Strange Brew to see it and appreciate it?
Probably, yeah.
Right.
Optional.
Yeah.
Very optional. I would
That is
recommend
yes.
a nice lager
Yeah. Okay.
But
and a
What about-
donut.
the man with two brains and all, Steve Martin, 80s.
Oh
Ooh.
yes.
Yes.
That was good.
Dang it.
Yeah.
which one?
Yeah.
Getting back to Tom Hanks, the man with one red shoe.
Oh,
I've never seen that one.
wait. And what was his Tom Hanks' first movie when he met his wife? Wasn't that in the 80s?
Money Pit.
Will
Money
Wilson?
Pit.
No, before that. That was with Shelley Duvall
Guys, I wish y'all would have seen.
Was
like,
that Shelley Duvall?
in Money Pit.
No, Rita
Shelley
Wilson
Duvall.
is her.
Oh.
No,
is
not
his
Shelley
wife.
Duvall.
Rita
Oh,
Wilson.
yeah. No,
Rita
Rita Wilson was in the first one where he was.
Because that's
You
the
check
same
it
lady
out.
who was in Cheers, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Shelley. God.
Is it? It can't be Shelley Duvall.
No, it wasn't Shelley Duvall.
Shelley
That,
Duvall was in The Shining.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shelley,
that's right.
Shelley, Ted Danson, Shelley. Hold on.
And here's the
I've sent us
Here's
down
the
the
way-
dark path here.
Shelley
I just
Long.
I just
Shelley
want to
Long.
make one. I want to make one
Go.
comment real quick about the Shining movies because
Nice.
they did a TV
I saw
movie
someone
version
do it.
of it, the Shining movie by Stanley Kubrick, and then they did a TV movie or TV miniseries of the Shining and everything. The wife in the Shining TV series is actually much better looking than the one in the movie, and I think that was honestly
I
deliberate.
was gonna say, I always thought that was an odd casting choice.
So,
Like-
talking about
For sure.
the wife in Charlie movie, she played Olive Oil in Popeye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it was Popeye was that, and then
With Robin
oh, there was
Williams.
another one.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, Robin Williams
Robin
played
Williams,
Popeye,
right.
and Shelley Duvall played Olive Oil. I don't remember who played Bluto because I never saw the Blue movie, and Robin Williams himself said this or anything. He wished he had never done it.
I
Or
liked it.
something to that
I don't know
effect.
why.
I went to
Yeah.
pictures to see that.
You brought up Weekend at Bernie's, and I gotta say that is a
Yeah.
wonderful movie. It's such a stupid fucking premise, but it is.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It is,
It's
but at
something
the
you
same
need to
time,
be like drunk on the beach to watch. Or just
yes.
in your house. Just
So
drunk or
Bluto,
sober.
from
I mean-
Popeyes, played by Paul L. Smith.
Never
What
heard
is
of
he
him.
renowned for? No one knows aside from that actor. Oh, sorry,
Wow.
wait a minute. He was
Oh, okay.
in Exodus, Madron. He's been in a lot of really. Never mind. Never mind.
I think I know what that meant.
He's been in a lot of movies that are let's say not mainstream.
Obvious.
Adult.
He played, he
No,
played
no,
a good
not at
Polo,
all.
though. I thought. Because who played Popeye's dad and all in that film? He was good.
Oh goodness.
Because the thing with that film and all, I watched it in that, and I was a bit disappointed because Popeye don't even do his spinach until way out the end, because his dad's
Yeah.
always saying to him, "Eat your spinach!" Oh, punk, you don't eat your spinach, and, that. And then at the end of that film, it's Pluto that makes, because he's like, "Oh, your dad say you don't eat your spinach." And he's like, "Nah, I
Classic
don't like."
comics.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Eugene Levy is a great actor. I love.
Oh
him
my
for
God,
that.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy, I'm like trying to
Eugene
think of.
Levy
Oh yes.
as Jim's
God, he was in
dad.
American Pie. That's what I remember him from.
Yeah, that's what a lot of
Which
people.
I was like,
American-
guys, how hard was it for y'all to get a condom back then? Come on.
No,
We didn't have fancy methods of birth control. Like
back in
pulling
the
out.
day,
But you had like go to a drugstore and just like give like puppy dog eyes to the guy will like figure it out. And come on,
Eh.
like it's not that hard.
okay,
Oh,
Ask the girl to go.
Guys,
what?
Classic Comics just gave us a gem.
What?
Ah,
Right?
Oh,
right.
Pipes.
What about wait?
Yes.
What about
was with oh my gosh, it was a huge cast.
Bill
Bill
Murray.
Murray.
Yeah.
Goodness. Bill
No,
Bill
Murray,
Murray,
no,
John
Harold
Candy.
Ramis, Sean
Oh.
Young,
Oh my god. that's a great
John
one.
Kennedy,
John Candy.
John Larroquette,
Oh,
Judge Reinhold.
it was a huge movie. That was a great
Oh, I
movie.
know that.
Oh,
Yes.
I have that movie on DVD.
What about like Good Morning Vietnam? That
We talked
Is that
about
the
that
same?
earlier,
That was
actually.
good.
We've
Okay,
come full circle.
ah,
We talked about Good
background.
Morning Vietnam. You weren't here. Sorry.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Right.
No.
Because I've got the microphone right here. So
They trained themselves through boot camp. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Right. Good
Amy?
stories, classic comics.
Where
What?
have you been all night? Army training, sir.
me?
Okay, Amy, and I hate to do. I want to do this real. I
Are
want
you
to do this real
gonna-
quick.
You're not
No,
gonna let
no,
me
no,
do my
no.
back
Just
to the
hold on.
future thing?
No. Good morning, Vietnam. It is 0600. What does the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. What time is it for? It is time for rock and roll. Diva, dang, dang. Dang me, get a rope and hang me.
Yes.
Oh, this is a little.
If you just let us know, we could have played music right at the end. We could like
with harmonicas.
have been singing or something.
Okay,
Oh, there we go.
let's
There
try.
it is.
That's the wrong type of music.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well,
That is
Well,
what it is.
But Stripes. Oh my gosh, yes.
And volunteers.
volunteers.
Do you remember
There's
that?
a good one.
No.
John Candy and Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife.
Huh.
Tom Hanks plays a rich guy who gets sent to someplace as a volunteer. And I don't know, nobody remembers Volunteers.
I've never
I
even
don't know,
heard of it,
but
so you just
I
mentioned
We
remember it.
still need to talk about 16 Candles because there's some
Oh.
greatness in that one, by the way.
There you go. On the opposite end.
There's a lot of good things, and that was a good example of John Hughes being able to play to both like
Yeah.
genders.
Didn't they go to
you know?
the Connie? I think didn't they go to the Peace Corps?
They did. He went into
For the-
the court because his
Yes.
dad didn't pay for him to get out of debt.
Ah.
Yep.
Okay. I know Amy has been chomping at the bit since she's been on here, so let's get around to Back to the Future.
Yes.
Well,
Mm.
not
No.
if nobody wants to hear about it. It was only
I
me
do.
here.
Oh, look at that.
Hit it up.
Amy, we've had so much to cover. Do you all
I've
realize
also
we've been
met
going
Michael
for...
J. Fox. I have.
We're
what?
not worthy. We're not worthy. We're scum. We suck.
What?
You
Do you
No,
know Christopher Lloyd?
We're just waiting.
Yes, I do.
He looks the same. How is that
He does.
possible?
He's a
Time
vampire.
it's time travel. It's time travel.
It's time travel. Time
It's
traveling
real. It's
vampire.
really real. Just
Of course
go
it's
get
real.
a DeLorean, gun that thing to 88, and you're good to go. God knows
And
where
if you
you're gonna
don't
end
have
up, but
cocaine in it and you don't get arrested by the feds, you'll be good. And that
Yeah.
there's so much of that movie. Okay,
if you aren't
first
attacked by
I'm gonna
Libyan
just
terrorists, you'll be fine.
destroy the whole time travel thing. And if you don't want me to do this, then go la 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 la, and I'll do like a it's okay thing. All right. So time travel, I'm going to destroy their whole theory. Basically, he goes back in time. The picture's fading. If he fades, he never exists. He never goes back in time. The picture never fades. Therefore, it makes no sense. It
Plot
never
device.
works. Yes. But he's also the only hero that doesn't grow, really. Everyone else does.
Wait, go back. What?
Wait, what?
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 I've been the one who's been drinking. What the hell happened to y'all?
Wait, who?
Well,
who's
then again, I cannot see
I'm on
your whole
prednisone, so that
situation.
kind of counts.
Yeah, it does. You're like hyper.
I'm completely sober.
Hey, I got freaking pneumonia here, okay? I find out today I'm walking around with walking pneumonia for like 5 days, and they're like, oh, by the way, you got pneumonia. I'm like, oh, thanks for letting me know. I kind of figured that.
Man, that sucks.
Anyway, continue. I want to hear more about the Back to the Future.
Go back to you, Amy. Tell us
I
about
feel
that.
like I'm gonna have to pull a Doc Brown and like do like the white. I have a whiteboard. Do you want me to do it that way?
Do the whiteboard.
Whatever way works for you.
No, I've got to do it the whiteboard way because that was the
I
Doc
don't
Brown
know.
way.
I don't know if I can see you on the whiteboard way. I can see
No,
your.
I have a whiteboard over here.
Okay.
Is it at least on an easel so it's easily seen?
No.
Hey,
Well, it would be accurate
That's
to
it.
the movie. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Visual aids. They're
Perfect.
fun.
What's that giant black thing? Oh, thank you.
It's a microphone.
There you go.
It's that thing I've been talking into.
There you
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like this point is like what? Okay. Oh wait, sorry. No, it goes like. Oh wait, sorry. I forgot there's a eraser on the end of this. Okay, so this is like the present. They go back to the past. So this is like what, 1955?
Yes.
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 This is like 1985.
Yep. 30 years.
Yep.
So basically, in this point in time, so he screws up and he accidentally saves his mom, and she's hitting on him, and it's all kinds of awkward, but it's weirdly funny, and I don't understand how to feel about that, but it works. I don't know how, but it's awkward, and I don't know how.
But
to
it's
feel
Leah
about it.
Thompson, so it's understandable.
But it's funny because of his reaction to it. It's hilarious to me, like because he will fall out of a window to avoid this,
But his name is Calvin Klein. So that's attractive,
Yeah.
right there.
No, Calvin Klein.
Yeah, Calvin Klein.
Calvin
Sound
Klein.
like you say Calvin Coolidge.
No, I did
I
not.
think
say
it's funny
Calvin
that he
Coolidge.
sees his uncle that
It
goes
sounded
to
like you
jail,
did, Connie.
in the
Sorry.
baby in the bars, and he's like, "Hey, Uncle Joey, get used to those," But
Yep.
okay, so he goes back and he has a picture from in his wallet, and it's gonna fade if he doesn't set things straight again. So basically, he if he screwed a lot of stuff up. So say he never rectifies it, the whole picture fades. He fades from existence. Guess what? Nothing he just did ever happened.
Correct.
And so he would go back to where he was.
He wouldn't go back. The timeline would disappear, and Doc Brown would have never met him.
Yeah,
They just,
pretty much.
They would just repeat it.
I don't think it would
Yeah.
repeat. I think the timeline would just keep going.
Well, no, I think it could be a time loop.
It could be a time loop, yeah.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
possibly.
What else would deter it? There's no memories.
Yeah, just fade
That would
away
be the only-
and get reborn.
Hey, there you go.
Oh. Yeah,
I'm
there
just
you go.
chief of security here. I'm not temporal mechanics mumbo jumbo, all right?
Anyway.
I'm
And
not really sure. I'm pretty sure they take
I
a
am an
break and it all goes back to okay. I don't
I'm
know.
so glad I have that whiteboard just for that.
Thank you.
I am an
Oh, that was
ageless.
good.
I am an
That's why I
ageless
bought it.
Vorlon, and time does not mean anything to me.
That's why I
The
bought
great-
it, just so-
I think
just
you
for
made a
that
good
purpose.
point, though, Amy. That was a great point.
I just wanted to do the thing like from where. Sorry, let me move this back.
Back to the Future Part 2.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there were some things in that came like true. It was like a real good prediction. Like the touch screen
Alternate timeline.
tablet.
That makes sense to me.
Yes, the
that's where
tablet.
you're like, that's like a Barry Allen move.
There was Superman v Batman. It all what they
Flashpoint, damn
predicted.
it. Damn,
Oh,
Flashpoint.
we do not speak-
Ah. Flashpoint.
We do not speak of Flashpoint.
No,
Like,
we do not.
dude, I understand, but God, like, what did you think was gonna happen? Come on, Barry, like, come on, like you finally get Iris, like all this stuff, you know. I found a meme and it said like she finally like wants to be with you and everything, and all you want to fuck with is the timeline. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I do
All
love
right.
that show. I do.
Well, guys, we are at 3 hours and 10 minutes, so I think we have covered a big swath of the 1980s. So I think we're going to wrap this. I think we're going to wrap this up. So for those of you who have channels and everything, if you want to plug yours real quick, and then we're going to call the night.
Okay. Mine needs help. So that's not the name of it, but it should be. Basically, I kind of need a topic just to go off of that I didn't think of.
Well, Amy, you can brainstorm if you want to brainstorm. So
Okay, cool. Sounds cool.
Okay, TTFN.
Connie, thank you
What
for
was
coming, and you are welcome anytime.
Thank
What did
you.
you say?
Ta-ta for now.
I said that to my
Alrighty.
wife today. She looked at me and I was like, "Hello, Tigger, Winnie the Pooh."
It is exactly Winnie the Pooh. I'm so embarrassed that somebody recognized it. Oh, okay.
I can usually figure out acronyms when I see them like written out, but like I was like,
Yeah.
If my profile picture could shake its head right now, it would be shaking its head right now.
Yes. I have to agree with you. So sorry for that.
That's okay, Connie.
Classic Comics has got something on here. Fun fact, the plot of Strange Brew is actually the plot of Hamlet with the Mackenzie brothers as
Oh, cool.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. You are correct, sir.
Gildersleeve.
That I did not know.
I'm gonna have to research that one.
That's a
I
good
forgot.
movie.
I read it, but I forgot it. Thank you, school.
And just remember these words from Strange Brew. Take off, you hoser. It will
Sorry, what? I already forgot.
take off, you hoser.
Okay,
Say
I'm
that.
going to do that. Exactly whatever that is. I'm doing that.
I'll call you tomorrow, Connie.
Bye.
Thank you again, Connie.
I loved it. It was super fun and weird and all of that, which I love.
Hey,
So thank you guys.
And next time I do one on mine, you can join me on mine.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
With your
Bye.
See you,
obvious
Connie.
selfie.
Nice meeting you.
Picture.
My obvious selfie.
Bye.
All right.
Merry Christmas, Emma.
Bye.
Yeah. God, that's close.
Okay.
And then there were four.
Ed, Jens, did you want to
Yeah,
plug yours or?
Go ahead,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. I'm just going to try. I need to get like a clip going because it's been a week since I put a clip up and that. But yeah, I've got a channel called Jens Peder, and yeah, and thanks for everyone in the chat room and that.
Mm-hmm. And Jens, as always, you two are
Yeah, thanks.
always welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
And mine,
That's it.
too. Welcome on mine as well.
Cheers, Amy. Yeah.
Cheers.
It's never going to be
Yeah,
on
yeah.
time or scheduled. It's just going to be randomly about.
I tried to stay scheduled that way. Oh, good grief. So, Ed, do you want to plug your channel real quick before we
Sure.
sign off?
Sure. My channel deals with nothing because I haven't uploaded anything to it in 2 years because
Oh,
life.
good grief.
But,
life.
Because life is a good reason.
yeah,
That's a good reason. That's a very good reason.
That's
yeah,
like when I can't explain something, I'm like, because science.
yes, exactly.
Science.
Moving, getting married, all that good stuff happened in like the last 4 years. So
I'm
yeah.
glad you say good
Understandable.
Oh yeah,
Good
very
Ed.
good, very
yes,
good
you
things.
phrased that very correctly.
But I do
Well, Ed.
history. That's all I do. History.
Cool.
Battleship
Cool.
history.
Okay.
I do art.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
Influence behind me, literally.
I see.
So,
Yes. Just that's
Well-
not even that's like a 1% of it.
Nice.
to all
A
of
lot.
my guests tonight, CJH, AB1 Kenobi, Ed Kamara, Jens. Thank you all for
Is it
being here.
Chimera?
And
Is it
Ed.
Chimera?
Yes.
I said Ed. I
Yep.
said
I knew
Ed.
it.
Just
And
Ed.
to everyone in the chat and everything, thank you for watching. As always, you can reach me on Twitter at my handle, Rogue5778. And until next time, this is the Ambassador and friends signing off.